Hey guys, welcome. Happy Sunday from Cancun, Mexico on this Sunday, April the 30th. And we have a very exciting live stream for you today. Let me put up an image here so you know what it's about. Yeah, you guys remember Billy. Well, this is Irina, and they just met in Krakow, a week ago. This is the Lovebirds. It was their first meeting. They've been together, I don't know, maybe 3 months. So in this live stream, I'm going to pull in Billy and interview him. And you guys are welcome to pick his brain too, because man, that lad has had a ride to his success, right? To sum it up, scammed 43 grand. He's been 3.5 years on the journey. He met 5 ladies with match guarantee. The first 4 didn't work out. We'll talk about that. And then, man, when it works, right? So he's a very interesting and unique, I might say, case study. So, yeah. We also have some bad news in the Match Guarantee family, which I'm going to save the bad news to the end because I'm an optimist. But the reason I'm going to reveal the bad news is because you guys have a lesson in it for you. So it's kind of like our dirty laundry. But if you guys have been following me for some time, hello, Dwachinka. And some other news is our little 5-year-old, Elizabeth. I asked her if she wants to perform for you guys, and she said, yes, I want. So she's got a song she's going to dance for you guys, probably near the end. Yeah, so the dirty laundry, I'm going to air because there's some big lessons in it for you guys that are pursuing Slavic wives. And what else? Near the end, I'm going to present to you guys an opportunity that if you happen to be a guy that's really seriously thinking, or maybe you've decided to follow in Billy's shoes and become a client of Match Guarantee, but yet the price tag is holding you back, I'm going to give you guys a smoking opportunity to get in for only a 5K start. Okay. And what else I'm going to do? There's another announcement near the end as well. And without further ado, I'm going to just play this Billy short intro video. So if you don't know who Billy the Kid is, this is him and this is his background. So you guys know very quickly and succinctly before we get started, before I pull him into the studio. Here's Billy's intro.
Again, I'm getting sucked right back in. So that was hard, especially with the first woman, because I was really putting my whole heart in, 100%. There was nights actually when I would sit and I would start to cry.
Prepare to be awestruck by one man's harrowing journey to find his soulmate in the far-flung reaches of Ukraine in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. Taking him over 7,000 miles from home into a hostile war zone where he was bombed, beaten, and kidnapped. Billy Sheffield is a 53-year-old small business owner from Kingston, New York. Despite his Herculean efforts, he has yet to find his soulmate. And his bank account has taken a staggering $43,000 hit to the cause. Yet Billy is absolutely determined that his story, well, it doesn't end until he finds his Ukrainian bride. His spirit remains unbroken as he continues to share his captivating story with us here today. So get ready to be inspired by Billy's tale of unwavering persistence. Now, you can see all episodes in our series, Billy the Kid Dating in Ukraine, in the description below this video. If you want, we're closed right now, but if you want to get in on a no wife, no pay experiment deal, if you think you're up for a full media challenge like this, where we follow you like we are Billy, you can go fill out the application. It's in the description below. So if you don't have the budget for us, if you can't afford us, it's one of your options. But do please keep in mind, the reality is this is not a cheap venture. Finding a wife in Ukraine, it does take a man that has a nest egg, that has a home. You know, if you rent, it's really tough. That's just the God's honest truth. Hope you enjoyed that sneak preview of the Billy the Kid Dating in Ukraine journey series. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on these episodes coming to the channel real soon. And please do us a huge favor and share on Facebook. It'll help out your fellow man if he's considering this journey, and it'll also help him dodge a bullet. Take care. See you soon. Hey guys, hi in chat. I'll just say quickly to you guys in chat. Hello, nothing but silicone. Bill, hello, good morning. Good morning, Juan. And Billy Unger. Yeah, the Hulk, welcome. Welcome. And guys, the idea is please make this as interactive as possible. So I'm going to be asking questions to Billy, but if there's good questions in chat, I'll throw up the questions for Billy. Okay, so you don't have to wait until the end. You can have Billy answer your questions right away, right out of the gate. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is to get the road on the show to kick this thing off. I'm going to play. Billy sent. I just before the live stream really talked to him for 10 minutes before, so kind of got the inside scoop. Other than that, I knew he was doing well because he was sending me photos all the time. So I put some of the photos, because he must have sent like 40 pictures during their 5 days together. But I put some of them together here in a slideshow so you guys get a feel for how his 5 days with Irina went. And then we'll pull Billy into the studio. Welcome, Billy.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Billy the Stud. I think we got to change your nickname from Billy the Kid to Billy the Stud.
I feel like it right now, yeah.
So how you doing? How you feeling? You've been back, since Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday evening, yeah. So it's been like a whirlwind, so still trying to recover from the jet lag and from everything that happened, so yeah.
Well, you were saying you got, 2 hours of sleep on your last night?
Yeah, 2 hours of sleep.
Ooh,
And by the time I got back, I was, up for about 27 hours. And with the flight and the time zones, it was a whirlwind, definitely.
Yeah.
That's why it was good too. I got there a day early, so that really helped.
We had a question. Are you feeling lucky? Yeah, you feeling lucky?
Am I feeling lucky? Yeah, but I think sometimes we have to make our own luck. So yeah. I'm a very lucky man. I experienced what I think most men are sitting here hoping to experience. So
you're living the dream, my friend. I mean, I can say sitting in my chair, it doesn't get any better than your story. It's just, but the thing is, and I think the big lesson here is that you earned it. You took your lumps on the way and you didn't give up. You earned it. So
yeah,
the luck I wouldn't use for Billy. I would say empowerment. If I had a word, I would say this is an empowered man.
Yeah, and it was very different coming back and then explaining it to people too, like what everything was like and the whole experience. But coming home, you feel like you're missing something now because my other half is not with me, and then she was just messaging me before I came on and was saying pretty much the same thing. She was out with her girlfriend, talking about the experience and everything with her girlfriend. So it's amazing. It's beyond words.
I guess you'd be missing her pretty hard.
I was missing her. I stayed an extra night. She had left, and then I stayed an extra night. And her pillow that she was, sleeping on smelled like her. So I was kind of like holding it, so I could still smell her. And it's a crazy feeling,
yeah,
wow, that what we shared,
wow.
I never in my whole entire life, I've never, up and I've lived a life, and I can honestly say it was an experience that I hope it can, I know it's going to continue. I don't even want to use the word hope anymore because there's no hoping. I know it's going to continue. But just amazing. Just totally, you wait your whole entire life, going through your trials and tribulations and everything. And then here I am.
So it seems like you were going to say that, but just to finish your sentence, You've lived your life to now, and were you about to say you've never really experienced anything this good or blank? Like, what was the?
Yeah, never have experienced anything, like I experienced with her. And it was from the very first moment, we were together, and there was no barrier, even, with the language and everything. There was just no barrier. We communicated very well with each other from the beginning. And it got better every second. There wasn't any going backwards. It was always just going forwards.
Yeah. That's an incredible story. So I'm going to start throwing up a few questions here and there. Okay. What? Hello. What? He's got a question here. He says, meeting her in person. Yeah. What would you have done differently if you had the chance? So just about the meeting, the 5 days in person. Would you do anything differently if you could do it again? Good question.
With her in person for the 5 days, I wouldn't have did anything differently because it went perfectly. It was 100%. How can you change anything? That was so perfect. So no, I didn't trip up anything. She didn't trip up anything. It was just like we were meant to be together at that moment, at that time. So nothing different. Like I was telling you earlier, I kind of let her take the lead a little bit, just because I didn't want to be over anxious and push too hard forward and then get pushed back, because I feel as men in general, and at least me, if I feel any pushback, I might feel rejection. And in a sense, also, I didn't want to make her feel like I was rejecting any of her. So I was just letting her take the reins from from the beginning. Just we didn't, I didn't feel any rejection. I didn't but it was 5 seconds in, and we both knew it was perfect.
5 seconds and you were done, eh? Hey, well, on that note, Bill here has been asking me this question. He's been bugging my ass since even before you went. I hope he's going to take a video of the meeting. First, he wanted us to show up with the paparazzi. Yeah. Get it on video. So here's the question from Bill. Flowers and video.
There was no video because how we met in the beginning, it was a little confusing because she got stuck at the border for a very long time. There's still so many people leaving Ukraine. She was hours and hours at the bus. She was supposed to arrive at 9 p.m. Thursday. And that's when we were supposed to, I was going to meet her at the bus station we thought she was going to be at. So I went to the bus station I thought we were going to be meeting at, and I'm waiting and I'm not hearing from her. And then I'd hear from her, she's still at the border. And I'm like, you're still at the border? That's far away from where I'm sitting at this bus station. And she's like, it's just so many people, thousands and thousands. The quell was so long. So
I remember you were sweating bullets going, Joe, if she doesn't get here, what am I going to do? What's my plan?
I'm like, if they don't let her across, or she can't get, because she says it's bad, and I'm like,
and she's military, right? She
had
to get clearance to cross.
She had all the special clearances. She had the paperwork, but they could have still said, no, you got to go back.
Absolutely.
So, she was worried about it. And so I'm trying to calm her down, and it's all in just text messaging. And so she's telling me to just go back to the hotel because she knows she's not coming for a long time. And she's going to message me and let me know, when she's moving again. So then she sends me pictures of the stamp of the, she got the Ukrainian one, and then she finally got the Poland one. So she was on the move again. And at this time it's late. And she's like, I think I can maybe get to my hotel. Like the bus might go there. And I'm like, okay. Cause her hotel was like literally across the street from the airport. And the hotel that I had booked was an 8-minute walk. So I was like, okay, well, let me know when you're close. But she didn't. I'm laying in my hotel waiting. And then around 4:30 in the morning, she actually got to her hotel, and she sent me a message that she arrived. So there was no way I could be there because she didn't let me know until she didn't know where she was going to get dropped off. Yeah. so I'm just kind of like sitting and waiting. So she had a long journey. So guys, if the woman really wants to be with you, she will do it, because her journey started at 7 a.m. Well, actually earlier, because she was at the bus station at 6 a.m. She didn't get to me, well, into Poland, to her hotel, until 4:30 in the morning. So she had been going for almost 24 hours.
Wow.
Probably 24 hours from the time she woke
So
up.
when did you guys actually meet?
Later in that day, she had messaged me, and
you got a few hours of
yeah,
shower.
I told her to just sleep, and just sleep as long as she needed, and then to message me when she woke up, and then we'd fix ourselves up.
Here's the next question. Did you hug or kiss at the first meet?
Both. Both, and all on her. Again, I was going to hug her no matter what. You're not going to reach out and just shake hands. So,
No.
I definitely was going to hug her. But when I walked into the lobby and she was there waiting for me, she almost sprinted over to me as I was coming, because of revolving doors. And I thought she was going to hit the revolving door, because she came so fast and I wasn't even out yet. And she was at a run. And she was super excited. And so when I got through the revolving door, she was already in my arms and kissing me like I do. She hit me so hard. It was like, she almost smacked us back into the revolving door. I was like, wow. So
man, I'm like Bill. I would give anything to see a high quality video of that. They could zoom in, that's a Hollywood moment, really.
Yeah, and I didn't want to. I was thinking about it too, and I was like, maybe I should video it, but I didn't want to freak her out. So it's me sitting there holding the video or trying to hide it, and I didn't want to. Yeah. So, and she hit me so hard, she would have knocked the phone right out of my hand anyways, because she just jumped into my arms and started kissing me. And so, there was kissing and hugging right in the lobby. No thinking about anybody around us. She didn't care. She was just like, public affection for her was no problem.
No problem. Yeah.
No problem.
I must say your Irina has quite a few qualities that are not exactly characteristically Ukrainian.
She's very it's different with her. But and then she grew up in a smaller village too, and and she is in Kiev now. But for her, she was with the same man for over 20 years, and she been apart for about 3-4 years. So, and she explained to me more when we were together about how that relationship was. Mm-hmm. So she was really lacking. So for me, I was very surprised that she was so affectionate so fast, because in her relationship, there wasn't really much affection. It was more like, I'm man, you're a woman, and this is how it is. And so I think, once she was with me and she saw how I was, she was able to open up everything she had inside of her that she wanted to really share with a man. And from then, it was just like a jet plane. Whoosh, it was like blast off. It was nice. It was great.
Here's your coach, Jana, with a comment. Hey, Billy, glad you finally met. Happy belated birthday.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And the birthday thing for me was amazing, because I knew we were going to be together for my birthday, but I didn't think, too much about it. I just knew we were just going to spend a nice day together. But my birthday was on the 25th. On the 24th, and this is how, if you'll, at least for me, my woman, I hope every guy can experience it. She had sent me down to the lobby at around 11:55 at night on the 24th, my birthday being the 25th. So it's almost midnight. She's like, can you go get me an orange juice? And I'm like, okay, I'll go down. I'll get an orange juice for you. I'll get myself a Coca-Cola. Go down. I get it. I come through the door. She's got birthday hats for us both to wear. She's blowing bubbles. She's got a bubble thing, blowing bubbles. She's starting already to sing happy birthday to me as I come in. She has confetti that you pull the sting and it pops out. She's doing this. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm shocked. I'm like, wow. And so she's singing happy birthday. And then she had brought a cupcake from Ukraine, but I guess it dried out probably over the time by that time. So when we were in the mall that day, she had sent me someplace to do something. She's so smart. This woman actually has a master's degree, which I didn't know until we were together. She's like rocket scientist IQ level. She sent me someplace to do something for her, and in the mall, she went and got another cupcake. So here she's got the cupcake with the candle, and she's putting a hat on me, and we're singing happy birthday. And so, yeah, shocking. I was just like, wow.
So she did that at midnight on the eve
Right
of
at
your birthday.
midnight, right at midnight. At 11:54ish, she sends me down to the lobby so that I'm back up by 12. I come in the door. There's bubbles being blown, and it's happy birthday. And then she had got me a T-shirt from Ukraine, like the one that the president wears, Zelensky, with the emblem in the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
She got that for me, and then she got me a Ukrainian journal so I could write about us in the journal and stuff like that. And she immediately took my shirt off, put her T-shirt on because she wanted to see it on me. And so, yeah, amazing, just an amazing start to my birthday. It was just like, and I was surprised. I didn't expect it. She brought this whole little kit from Ukraine. Just.
I mean, that's one of the beautiful characteristics of their culture, right? Is that they put the highest value on birthdays. It trumps every holiday. Is your birthday and her birthday.
Yeah,
and she wants to be the first one to wish you happy birthday and just spoil
so
you.
it was right at midnight. It was off.
So somebody in chat is brazen enough to ask you a question that I wasn't sure if I was going to ask you, but thanks, N. So he said, are you going to put a ring on the finger?
I definitely will. It probably could have happened while I was there. Because we had talked about a lot of things. I did actually get her. I think I maybe even sent you a picture of her. I bought a necklace, a rose gold necklace, and it had a diamond in the middle, quite expensive. And I gave that to her maybe the night before we were going to leave, or 2 nights before we were going to. I was saving up for it. And when I gave her the box, and she opened it up, and she starts crying, and she sees it, and she wants me to put it on her. And she said, Billy, we get married now? Like, we get married? Like, she's like, was saying that, like, we're getting married, but joking around because she knew it wasn't a ring. But she was like,
She joked about, are we getting married? Wow.
Yeah, like we're getting married, like, because it's a diamond. And so she made me put it on her immediately. And now she's home. And I had joked around with her. I said, now, don't sell that or anything. I said, she's like, and this is where it was super serious for her. She's like, you give me this, you put it on me, you're the only one that's going to take it off me. She's like, I'm never taking it off.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like, so yeah, it was close. And when we were talking about future, both of us have been alone. I had been alone for, I haven't been with a woman for a long time. So I've lived alone a long time. So, and she's lived alone for 3 or 4 years, and I've been alone longer than that. So we both talked about it, and like, how are we going to feel being together, because we spent 5-6 days together, and how is it going to be now when we're back by ourselves? And that was the tricky part. Like, so we both decided, because I would have married her probably right there in Poland. Like, and she pretty much said it too. Like, if we could have probably just went, because we know how we fit together so perfectly. But 5-6 days together, how are you going to be now going back and being alone? Do you prefer alone, or did you prefer this amazing time we had together? Was it a fluke? Was it all these things are going through both of our minds, and we're talking. But the good thing is we're talking about it. We're sharing it together. And so we didn't leave each other thinking or wondering what if. So she's already home, and because she, beat me there, almost beat me there, because my plane was leaving while she was getting home. And she's messaging me, that she doesn't want to be there. She's crying. She needs to be with me. This is, she doesn't even need, because we said maybe a few days, alone we would know, but she was already, crying, and I'm still flying across it. I'm getting messages when I land. My phone blew up from Viber messages from her saying, I don't want to be by myself. You are my man. I should be with my man. We got to make this happen. So you could almost say we're like, we're like definitely. I would say we're like pre-engaged, probably, because we've already talked about everything. So it's just mainly just putting a ring on her finger and having her here. So it's like almost like a pre-engagement thing, because we know we're gonna be married. It's just how official do you have to make it, the ring on the finger, but yeah, the necklace is kind of like almost
like a promise necklace,
a promise necklace instead of a promise ring. But it melted her, and how serious she is about the necklace. She's like, you put it on me, I'm not taking it off.
Was there tears when you guys parted? Was there tears, if I may ask?
Yeah, there was, but tears, but not bawling. I have to still be a man,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very upsetting. And when she was on the bus, because we're at the bus at the airport where the bus picked her up, and she's in the window and she's putting the hearts up by the window, and she's like this, and blowing me kiss, and I could see she was crying on the bus.
As she's pulling away in the bus, you say?
Yeah.
She's hanging out the bus window.
And that's when there should have been maybe somebody with a video, and thing, because it's like from a movie, because I start kind of like running after the bus a little bit, to let her know that I'm kind of chasing after her. And and to get out of the airport, you have to pay to get out of the airport. And I started walking back to my hotel, and the bus was there. So I kind of ran up to the bus, and she was sitting right by the window, and I'm jumping up in a bus. I'm like, come back. And so it was kind of cute. And yeah, so there was tears, because we're both, we didn't want to leave. And for her, she's still living in Ukraine. So this was like the first time she could relax.
Mm-hmm.
This is what she was expressing to me too, is she was able to relax, and she felt so relaxed, not just being out of Ukraine and being able to sleep without sirens going off, but and for me, it was a realization, because our first day together and first evening together, on their phones, they have it set for alarms to go off when any part of the country is, having a missile going through it or whatever. And an alarm went off, and it freaked her out, because she thought we were like this, she thought we were
in Ukraine.
Yeah, like her, in her mind, and it's always like a freaky thing. So I kind of got a feeling of what they're going through. You see it on TV, and my experience on getting out, but I only went through the very beginning. But what they're living with every day, and having these alarms go off on the phone, and it's loud. And you're supposed to run, and every time it goes off, she has to run to her bathroom and get in the tub, and she covers up with pillows. So to hear all that, and then I didn't want her to go back. I wish I could have kept her from going back, because I don't feel good about her having that, to go through that experience. But she kept on saying how relaxed she was, and how good it was to be by my side, and to know that at least for that time period. And then to know that there's a future where she won't have to be dealing with what she's dealing with now.
Yeah.
So even though they're not at the front of the lines where the heavy fighting is going on, that the missiles can reach all over the country. And every time something happens, they have these alerts. And I'll tell you what, it's not a good feeling.
Because she's military, right? That's why she's getting phone alerts. So I might as well chime in and say, I said at the beginning of this thing, I was going to air some bad news, some sort of match guarantee dirty laundry in that, because it fits in with this conversation right now, and that is marriage. So we have had last week a couple split. It's kind of both sides of the coin, I will share with you. So they split, and they were together for a long time. And as far as we can understand, the main reason we split is he was taking too long to put a ring on her finger, because that's what we're talking about, right? And so whether it was his fear or whatever. Years went by and he didn't put a ring on it, and she's tired of waiting. That's Tatiana's feedback. She was tired of waiting. So that's one end of it, is that the point is that all Western men need to know, especially European men, because in Europe, I don't know, the tendency is to just live together for 5 years, 7 years. And, but that isn't going to cut it for a Ukrainian woman. They are looking for commitment for the man. They are looking for a man that wants to settle down and get married. They don't, they're used to too much non-committal men, because that's the predominant man's position. So that's one end of the coin. But then a while back, we had a divorce. And this couple only knew each other for 3 months. But it was like the first time together. It was like 3 months of long distance relationship. Like you guys had 3 months, right? Of long distance relationship.
Yeah, a little over about two and a half months. Yeah.
Okay. So it's almost the same as this other couple. And I'm going to, honor anonymity here because it's their own private personal business, right? So I'm not going to say client names, obviously. So this couple, they did the long distance thing for about 3 months. His first time meeting her, he popped the question. And they didn't last. And they both, now they're both good people, but they both say, come. Elizabeth's here. She keeps coming in every 5 minutes. Is it my time to dance? Is it my time to dance? They both say, the mistake they made is they shouldn't have got married. They didn't know each other well enough, and they just weren't a good match. They weren't a good fit. They had irreconcilable differences.
Yeah.
And so you got a lesson there on both sides. My personal advice is, which is what Anne and I did. We knew each other for a year. We were together a year. Of course, we were really together living in Kyiv. So, it's kind of like more than a year long distance. Oh, you want to say hello, Lizenka? Oh, nice rabbit ears. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello to everyone. Hello. You going to come back and sing for us?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I will call you. Okay.
No.
I will call you. You want to show your art? Look at this. Is her recent art.
Beautiful.
What do you think?
Wow.
Yeah.
Better than me.
Yeah. He gave that to Daddy a couple of days ago. Okay, hon. I will call you. Okay. Okay. So, so it's a serious point. It's a balancing act. I always encourage clients to, yes, don't wait too long, but also don't rush the process, because it is till death do us part, or at least it's supposed to be, right? So you really want to be careful and know what you're getting into.
And we talked about it, and we've been talking about it since, we've been apart. We've only been apart, 3 days, but we've already been talking about it. And there's some stuff that she has to go through to leave, because with the military and, being the engineer and everything like that. So she's got some contract stuff she has to deal with, but most likely she will be here in America before the end of this year. That's already what we're planning. It probably will be sooner. It'll probably be end of summer, beginning of fall.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much from what my end is, I just got to fill out the paperwork. And I wanted, and then we talked about it, just in case the program does end in September. I want to get my paperwork filed before that, because then once the paperwork's filed, then there's no time frame. She can still come over at any point once she's approved. So then we have that leeway. So she agreed with me on that also. So we've already talked about that. There's not going to be no years of going back and forth. We already know that we're perfect for each other. There's no denying it. And she, to me, for all purposes, and I kind of knew it going in, but when you're together, she is the most caring, wonderful, loving, sweet. I mean, she's very family orientated. She talked a lot about my family and my daughter and the kids, and we got on video with them so that they could, they
nice
walking, and but she's so thoughtful and stuff I wasn't even used to of a woman being so thoughtful and caring and trying to put me always first, and I'm always trying to make her first. And so it was a very different experience than anything, whether it be a Ukrainian woman or American woman or anything. Just very different. So when you meet the one, it's gonna be your own unique story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got somebody in comments writing, if I can find the comment, that marriage is dead in America, and I don't know. What's your comment on that? Marriage is dead in America. Somewhere here, somebody commented.
Yeah, I don't think it's dead. I just think you just have to, find the right one. I mean, why would marriage be dead anywhere in the world, America or any place else? America, Ukraine, Europe, wherever you are, if you're in love and you're with that one that then how is it dead? It's not going to be dead. But you have to make sure you're with the right one, and then it's not going to be dead. And in any marriage, you don't give up on the marriage. Always remember the good times and make the good times even better. And that's what we did. Each day just got better and better and better. But and that's how it is now. Even still, we've been apart for 3 days, and it's still better, even though you feel like there's a part of you that's not there because she should be here. So
yeah. I mean, I think what Mark tends to be on the cynical side, but there are an overwhelming and rapidly increasing segment of men. They've even grouped themselves like MGTOW, men that go their own way. Sean 23 is talking about here, that have given up on marriage. They feel that the risk of her taking half versus the risk, or the chance of living happily ever after, it just doesn't make sense anymore. And
you're never gonna be happy if you have that in your head. You're never gonna find happiness if you're always worried about what you're gonna lose. You're never gonna have what you really want to have. So
I completely agree with you. While I do empathize and I understand the MGTOWers and those cynics, I completely agree with what you say. We create our own future, and what we dwell on, what we think about and dwell on, we manifest.
Yeah.
So I find you Billy to be very, like a high level of personal development, because that's a high level of awareness, what you just said right there. So here's the cynic Mark here. There's a divorce at a rate of 89%. Yeah.
If women are initiating divorce at that kind of rate, what is the man doing wrong? I mean, I don't know what the statistics are,
Yeah.
But again, if the man and the woman are in the marriage together and they're doing everything together, you just gotta you're making each other happy. You're living your lives. Don't forget that, what you're there for. You're there for each other. So marriage isn't dead. Marriage is I thought maybe it might have been dead for me because I didn't think I was going to meet the one, so the journey to get there. But when you do know you're with the one, you're not going to worry about, oh, am I going to lose half of this or half of that? You're not going to be worrying about that. It's not going to be a thing.
Yeah, I agree. If I don't know, if a guy is having these kind of toxic thoughts, oh, are we going to get divorced? It's going to take half. I don't know. To me, that's a strong indication it's not the one, because you shouldn't be having those thoughts. Like Billy now, he's not having those thoughts. I never had those thoughts.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, I just signed over my baby match guarantee legally to my wife. I have no worries or even thoughts that we can divorce and, hey, she took my baby, none whatsoever.
Yeah,
and that's a healthy marriage. That's a healthy love. You shouldn't have those negative thoughts, or it's a sign. So I haven't even gotten to my first question. So maybe I will start with a few of my questions for Billy, but you guys have been doing great. Thanks in comments, and I'll continue to put the good ones up. So I'm just wondering out of the gate, like my big thing, Billy, is you guys, will suffice it to say, had a spicy long distance relationship. Yeah, it
Definitely,
was spicy. It was spicy. So was your meeting in real life, in the flesh, was it as spicy as you expected?
Yeah, it's spicier.
Spicier, okay.
Spicier, yeah.
And
There was yeah, there's no words that could come out of my mouth.
yeah, enough
Yeah.
said. I think we can all read between the lines. So do you think there was any chance, because you had such a spicy um, online attraction, shall we say, like a long distance spicy chemistry, online chemistry, we'll call it, okay? If there's such a thing. I think there is such a thing. So,
Sure.
given the degree of online chemistry that you guys had before you met, do you think there was any chance that either you or her maybe didn't have chemistry for each other? Like, was that thought in your mind going there? Or did you kind of transcend that big fear that all men have? Right.
Yeah, I think I went past it, but you can't eliminate it 100% until you're together in person. But for me, it was like 99.9% probability that the attraction and the chemistry was going to be there when we were together. So I wasn't really fearing it, but again, it's in your mind. Like, can it be as wonderful as it was? But right,
Well, 99%. So
99%. Yeah, you can't say 100% because I think that would be foolish to say 100% because you're not together yet in person, and maybe she could have been totally different, or maybe I could demand. Maybe your fears can get ahead of you, but I wasn't scared about anything. I was more scared about the plane ride going over because I don't like planes. So that was my only fear. Like, I did not fear her, because from what we talked about so much and the chemistry was there. So I want to say 100% that I had nothing, but I'll say 99% just because.
Like, I have a funny example. I dated a smoking hot girl. I remember her name, Natalia, in Kiev, and this was my early days. And she worked out like 5 days a week. I mean, this girl was cut, and she was smoking hot. She was beautiful. And at the first date, I noticed like there's some kind of rancid smell. I was like, I want to get away from it. And I figured out it was her body odor. But I thought maybe it's just an off night or something like that. Well, we went biking the next day. We rented I rented a mountain bike, and we went across the river and into the forest in Kiev. And then when we would stop and I would be close, just even in the vicinity of her, it was her pheromones or just her BO.
Yeah.
And it was, to me, it was rancid. I was like, she could be the biggest movie star or richest woman or whoever, and I just couldn't be with her. And that was it. That was the second and last date. So I mean, anything can happen. But the reason I asked that question is because guys really they really stress the point, hey, you don't know, you haven't met in person yet, right? You don't know if you'll have chemistry. But the point I want to just kind of highlight here is that, and I've also experienced this. I experienced kind of similar to what Billy experienced, where you had a long distance relationship, you have online chemistry, you kind of, play around a little bit online. And you and I spoke about that.
Yeah.
And then you go and the chemistry just follows, because if you have the chemistry online chemistry, if you can kind of go there, but that's kind of also dangerous territory for most Slavic women. Most Slavic women, it's kind of like don't want to go there. So, but I'm just saying that there are relationships where you've got the chemistry before you even meet.
Yeah.
Now, maybe it's the rarity. Probably is the exception rather than the rule. But in this case, I just wanted to cover this territory because it's kind of cool.
And I kind of like let her lead it. Even on the video stuff that we were doing before, I didn't ask for anything. I didn't pressure anything. I didn't say, you should be doing this for me or that for me. I was letting her do what she felt comfortable doing. And then, we were just so comfortable with each other. It was like we were already together before we were together. And so there was no worry once we were there. I think we both knew about 99.9% that, you know, because we already talked about, you know, sharing a room. You know, I was letting her have a room for herself the first night or two just to relax and not have to worry. And it worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
That way.
Perfect. So I got a question here. Do you think, Billy, you're punching above your weight class with Irina?
You know what? Not any. I did, but I don't. So it's like I do and I don't. She is absolutely beautiful. Okay, the pictures are great, but in person, and and it's so funny because people that see her, and we'd go out to dinner, or we'd be out, and we talk. She's very talkative, and we talk to a waiter or a waitress or whatever, and yeah, we're together and we're having a great time. And some people are very upfront and be like, oh, you know, how old are you? Like they were asking her age. I was like surprised. And she's very honest. And they're like, what? You know, they thought she was like 30, 31 years old, whatever. So she's very beautiful, very smart. Like if the guys recall, if they watched the videos when I was with the one woman that was very smart and had her own business and everything like that, and everybody's like, oh, she's way out of her league. This woman is probably way smarter than that woman. I mean, she's got a master's. Her IQ, she told me, I forget what it was, but it was way up there. Like she could be a rocket scientist. And communicating, even though her English is getting better day by day, the communicating, you could tell she's super smart. So, but when two people are meant to be together, I don't think there's one higher than the other. You know, you can think that and feel that a little bit, but we match. We fit perfectly together. If you're putting a puzzle together, the pieces just fit. So looks wise, personality wise, everything else, it'll mesh. Of course, she's more beautiful than me, you know, which I think in most cases, I think they like that, from what she tells me. But yet she'll tell me that I am so beautiful. I think I was telling Joe this before we got on. We had this little thing going back and forth between each other, and I tell her how beautiful she is, and then I would say, I'm not beautiful. And she's like, oh, you're so beautiful. You're so attractive. You're such a beautiful man. So, you know, she's like, we just had this running thing going back and forth. So when you're meant to be together, you're equaling each other out. Even, you know, she might be more beautiful looks wise, but we're beautiful together. So
it's interesting, Billy, how your perception has changed, because before you were the one that's saying, yeah, I'm punching way out of my weight class. You know, I'm and you were like kind of emphasizing that. But I can see how you guys have bonded, because once you bond, like I look at my wife and say, okay, yeah, I do. I say, wow, you know, because I don't know what's going on with Anna, but have you guys noticed she's getting more and more beautiful every I mean, she really is. I mean, you look at videos from when I met her, which is when she did the how women rate their men. That video, it was in the winter, and you look there and look now, she's just way more beautiful.
Yeah,
they look more and more like Nicole Kidman every day.
Yeah, I think they have a tendency to get more beautiful as they're getting older. It's amazing.
But I think when you're in love, that effect of, you know, being out of your league, it wears off, and it just kind of vanishes. Yeah.
And even walking around, like I could see guys were checking her out, younger guys too, like way younger than her, were checking her out, you know, because she takes care of herself. Like she does she was telling me something about her routine, how the walking and the exercise, and 100 sit-ups a day. And I mean, she's toned and madron. I mean, what a body she had. I mean, what I saw, I was like, what? And so she takes very good care of herself. But again, we're equal. We are equal when we're together.
How soon after you met Irina do you figure that you knew she was the one and she knew that you were the one? How soon after the initial video date do you think?
On video, knew fairly fast. I mean, our first video date turned into a second video date in one day. We were twice. So when I realized, she wanted to see me immediately that same day, and then she was going to learn English faster, and how she was constantly looking at me. I pretty much knew right there. I saw it was fast on the video. And when we were together in person, I mean, by the time we left the hotel and we were in the cab, I said, this is it. And she was pretty much saying, this is it. Like we knew. And like I said, she jumped into my arms, and how do you not know at that point? You know, I was like, what? I mean,
Yeah.
you had your hopes. Like when I'm walking down from my hotel down to her hotel, with, like I said, an 8-minute walk. And I'm saying, I'm okay. How's it going to go? As I'm walking through the door, and I did have chocolates for her. She's big on sweets. So I had chocolates, and I, had stuff to present to her. But that she just like, she didn't care about that, maybe a lot of women do, but she didn't care about the gift or the nothing. She just wanted her arms around me. She wanted my arms around her. The gift was us being together,
Sweet.
Nice to show up with flowers and candy and so on and so forth. But the real gift was us being together. That was sweet. And then she will say that a million times. If she was here, she would say the same.
Let's talk about her level of English and that communication or language barrier. How would you rate her English from 1 to 10?
It's still low, probably a 2 or a 3. She's
wow, 2 or 3. Yeah. And so, were there any communication issues that caused issues? Any lack of communication caused issues?
No. She knows she's very upfront. She tells me exactly about how many words she knows. She knows like about 1,000 words, but then to take those 1,000 words and put them into sentences, she would have to think about it. So, and when she did, it was cute because she would talk. She talks more Russian than Ukrainian, so she would talk, and to try to figure out in her head how to say it in English. So then when she couldn't figure out what she wanted to say in English, then she would say, my English no good, my English bad, That,
kiss me, you fool. Yeah. Let's just kiss. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, my English no good. And she get this look on her face. And I just pull out the phone and say, translate, Google Translate, or she would pull out her phone and she'd Viber me or whatever. So the communication was no problem. Actually, I was surprised. Because I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a problem, and it wasn't. But also, when you have the chemistry and the connection, it's a lot of it was just eyes and just touch and being together. I mean, you didn't have to have like these. We weren't having long conversations, because we weren't there to, talk about the universe. We were there to be together and to experience each other. So what the conversations we have were nice and simple. And whenever there was anything that she couldn't express or I couldn't express, we just jumped on the Google Translate, and then she'd get a smile on her face, and then we went from there.
So yeah. just to be clear, she has maybe a 2 or 3 English level, but you guys never had a translator in person, right?
Never. Nope.
No. Just Google Translate, Viber Translate, etc. And guys, this is a perfect example, Billy's experience, of how I've always said in matchmaking, when I'm helping clients out, doing coaching, that the language barrier, it's not that important as long as you have the same primary or secondary love language. Let's talk about that, Billy. What's her number 1 love language?
Well, I found out that it's touch. She's big on touch. She needs that physical touch, and constant too. Like, so you have to, if you're not used to touch, you get used to it pretty quickly.
And how do you recall? Do you feel that touch is your first or second love language?
I don't know if it was my first or second. I don't think so, but it turned into I built it up to that level with communicating with her, because she's big on holding hands and touching and rubbing and caressing, and it's a constant thing. Like, she needs to feel that affirmation that I'm reciprocating. So,
What do you think yours is? Do you recall what yours is, or do you?
no, I don't
No.
remember.
Okay.
I did it. I remember when I did it with your wife, but I don't recall.
Yeah, I don't have it at my fingertips here
But
as well.
I got
But-
used to it, and like
Mhm.
I explained to her that I wasn't really used to it because I was never really with a woman that wanted
Yeah.
that much physical touch. And I'm very ticklish also. So, she'd be rubbing on me and I would kind of jump and then she would think, "Yeah, no good, she like, good." And I'd like, no, I love, it's just, I'm not used to it. So that was a
Yeah.
little bit of an adjustment.
So, I mean, just again, the point to the viewers is that it's not that important that she doesn't have that English language level. Don't be concerned about that, overly concerned about it. Of course,
No,
it does help move the relationship along. It helps understand each other more quickly, right?
yeah.
But I'll give you share my just very, very quickly. I was with an amazing Christian woman. We were together for a year and 3 months. Um, but she didn't have any touch love language. Touch is my number one or number two. It's kind of like I'm kind of a tied for first and second. But for example, we'd be walking on the beach in Odessa, and she wouldn't want to hold hands, And for me, that was just so that was pretty much one of the big things that killed the relationship. We ended up just breaking up because we couldn't understand each other.
Yeah.
And what she needed from me, her love language, also, I wasn't giving her enough. So it's another example of how not touch, but love language is really, really critically important to a good marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, it was just like, I just went with it and now it's enjoyable. I mean,
Yeah.
when we were in bed, I mean, I felt like I was wearing another blanket. Like she was like right, like like a koala bear, like just attached and hot. I mean, hot, like jeepers creepers. I can't.
You guys wouldn't do well living in Cancun. I mean, that's the thing here. It's so hot in bed, you
Yeah,
don't want to touch because it's like a radiator, right? It's like
yeah,
I'm
and
missing train.
I want to turn on the AC, like try to get a cooler in there, and she's like knit, And I did a little. I was like 3 words, like da knit and privet. That's it, And then we would joke about that because that's the words I was using, and that was pretty much it. And
Yeah.
but she was like all like in bed, like hot on hanging on, and then I was like, we gotta. And then I wanted to cool the room off, and she's like, no. So it was the bed. Wow.
Okay, we'll leave that there. I could go down that rabbit hole, but rabbit hole, but I won't. So let me ask you this. So you have 3.5 years dating experience in Ukraine, with Ukrainian women now under your belt, right?
Yeah.
So can you just contrast for viewers that are looking at going on this journey, or maybe they're on this journey, just to give them a feel? What was your experience? Like how would you contrast your experience for 3 years? And yeah, you blew through $43,000 with other agencies and dating these girls, some of it online, some of it there in Ukraine.
Yep.
How did that compare with dating Match Guarantee ladies?
Well, right from off the bat, there's a drastic difference because the quality is already, you're at an upper level. Because if you're the paper writing, the letter, emails, whatever, and then even meeting that one girl in person, it's most of it's not real. So you have to go with what's real. So what I learned about Match Guarantee is the women are real. And everyone if you followed my journey, was different, but they're real. They're all real, and they're all looking for their other half. So the journey that I was on was that roller coaster ride was, I also had to get out of my mindset of, with the age and the approach and how I was doing it, and get off the PPL letter sites and the video sites and everything like that. Because if you want something real, this is the way to go. Join Match Guarantee. You're getting a high quality woman. I think there was questions back when I was first starting these videos, like how do you know the woman is real? Match Guarantee, I think they do a wonderful job, finding these women, how they find each other, and the screening process, because this woman was looking for love. And what she expressed to me was, which no other woman ever did, is that it was a one-shot deal for her. She was coming in and she says, I'm finding my man the first shot. This is it. And with that attitude, and I had the same attitude, I'm like, let's do this. So with the other sites and trying to meet them in person and trying to meet them on your own, you don't know what their motive is, or do they have an ulterior motive or whatever. When you're on those sites, you kind of know that you're in the wrong spot, but you're hearing so much good about yourself. You get caught up in that, these young, beautiful women. Oh my God, I have a chance. You have no chance. You have no chance with any of those women, maybe a millimeter of a chance. But which Match Guarantee is real. You do have a chance if you take instruction, if you learn about yourself, you better yourself, and become the better you, because what happened to me is I became the better me, but also she made me better the more we communicated. So when you find your one, you're going to know, but you got to do it the right way. And it's all about, like you hear them talk about, fishing in a pond. You got to be in the right place. Be in the right place at the right time, and don't waste your time sitting online on websites that aren't real. That's just a waste. So with Match Guarantee, it's real. I take me for real because I just experienced my future wife, my future life, everything. So, I went from the bad, and it's from if you want to say money and time, which is more, which do you waste more? Was the money or my time? Which do I prefer? And it's time, because, if I would have, 3.5 years ago went a different route, maybe those 3.5 years I wouldn't have wasted, in dreamland, in not living in reality, so now I'm in reality. But for me, my own personal journey, I had to maybe go through that to get to this point, and she just joined recently to Match Guarantee. So we kind of came together in the universe at the right time. I learned my lessons, my lumps. I took my lumps. I took my hits, and she came into my life at the perfect time. So yeah, definitely. So go with something that's good and something that's real, and you'll be amazed.
Thanks, Billy. Let's talk about, I always coach guys, and that's one of the big differences with Match Guarantee that isn't out there anywhere else, is that we have a lifetime guarantee. So we do lifetime dating until you meet the one and you get married. Why do we do that? Because I, as a man, believe that, well, I believe it for men and women, that we should not settle. Settling is a mistake. Whether you're a man or a woman, it's a mistake, because if you settle, you're just inviting your future unhappiness, your misery. What do you think about, so you met 4 ladies, like, just talk about this for a second. You met 4 Match Guarantee ladies, and imagine for a moment, you liked some of them, like they were beautiful, yeah. You liked them, and you wish that relationship worked out, but it didn't. They kind of walked away from you. But imagine for a second, if you were in a relationship with them, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't, you didn't feel it was right, or you had some issues. She wasn't this or that, and you stuck with them. And imagine you married them.
Yeah. If I would have probably went with one of those other women, even if I had bettered myself and tried with one of those other women, it still wouldn't have worked, because they weren't my one. They weren't made for me, So, but it was all a learning experience. And maybe it was a learning experience for them also. I think women have to also learn just as much as us men, going through the whole process. So they weren't for me, but I found the one that is. So they're all quality women. They're all beautiful women. But it's all coming together, how you mesh together.
Yeah, you got, I mean, the other ones, you just weren't a match. And you guys, if you didn't watch the whole Billy the Kid, as we call it, series, It's in the it's a playlist link, and there's I don't know, 19 episodes or something like that. But you get to see the actual video date that Billy had with all 5 ladies, including 2 dates with his probably future wife Irina. So you get to see what bad dates are like, what a date with an ice queen is like. That's just, again, not a match. But you get to see what it's like, what is not a match. It's a hit and miss.
Yep.
And you get to see with Irina what it's like with clearly a match. And you watch Billy and Irina, and remember, as your Irina said, I knew Billy was the one.
Yeah.
From the first video date, he told Luba, right?
Yeah.
Luba.
Jana.
Oh, okay.
And that she knew right from the hello. She was like, and she didn't want the thing that she was surprised that it was ending. And that's why she was like, call me. And she contacted you guys right away afterward. And it's like, I want to talk to him again more now. And that's why we set it up. Every woman was different. Like the one in Germany, she wanted me to come to her, right away. And probably if I would have went there right away, there wouldn't have been any chemistry, because we didn't really have much chemistry even on video. So for me to rush there, it would have been a waste. You have to have some sort of chemistry on communicating back and forth. It's going to be 100% when you're together, but you have to have some kind of spark, some kind of, both of you, not just one, so you have to listen to your gut too, because the one that was telling me to come to Germany, she was kind of like snapping my finger, like I should just come there. And it made me feel like we were just going to go have lunch. I was going to fly halfway across the world just for lunch. And if it didn't work out, take care, have a nice life. That's a hard way to go into it. With Irina, it was like, I knew, we knew from the talking and the communicating that the chemistry was there, and we already knew we were going to have an amazing time. So with every man's journey is different, but if you're a man, you want to know that the woman's feeling the same, that it's just not like, oh, we'll have lunch and if we'll see if it works out, and if it doesn't, I wish you the best, because it's for the man, we're taking that journey over there. So we want to kind of be, at least for me, and I think maybe other men too, they kind of want to make sure that, they're not just going to be poo-pooed away. Like, when you get there, because it's a long way to go. It's a long journey. So, but take the time and also be open and honest when you're talking, when you're from the first video forward, let the woman do the talking and learning, but definitely build that chemistry, as much as possible. Take that time, be open and honest about yourself, ask the right questions, let them ask the right questions, and start laughing and smiling together as much as possible, because as comfortable as you can be on video is going to make it that much more amazing when you're together in person. That's what I learned. That's from my experience. And if you take anything from my experience and my continued experience, because I'll share right up until the end, get as comfortable as possible on video, smile and laugh, share your life together as much as possible. With that distance, the video can make you feel close. And then when you're together in person, carry that video over into real life, into person, and you shouldn't have any problems if you're the same person.
Yeah, great advice, Billy. Really, really great advice. And the whole concept of do not settle, it's a powerful one. And I think a lot of guys don't understand is that when they go into this with just one woman in mind, right? One woman in mind, and they only date one, and they know deep down it's not real. Like, I'm settling. I wanted this, this, and this, but listen, she's better than anything I've had before, so it's good enough. It's a mistake. It's a mistake to settle. And I think Billy's a classic example of that. He didn't settle, and the ladies that he met through Match Guarantee before him, they also didn't settle, because they also felt, because they're looking for love, just like Irina was, that Billy wasn't a good match for them. So by two people that are high value people not settling because they have high self-worth, high confidence in themselves and their future, they don't settle, that mutually don't settle, which causes you to go on to the next. And that's why, guys, it's invaluable to have unlimited dating. I'm going to tell you a quick story. I'll put you in the background for a second if you need to take a drink of water or something, Billy. But this is on point. I have a guy right now, and I won't mention his name, but we did a video because he was scammed. So I helped him realize he's being scammed. It was a long scam, big sum of money, and I helped rescue him from that scam. He took a little bit of time to get over it, but guess what? He's back at it again. He's met another girl from the same website that he was scammed 4 years, and he's flying her to a tropical island vacation, to meet her for the first time, repeating the exact same fucking mistake he made that caused him to get scammed for 4 years. Again, I call it pigeonholing. It's one woman, hasn't met her in person, and just making all the mistakes. You don't want to do anything opulent for the first meeting. Like Billy went to the bordering country to Ukraine. Nothing opulent, right? Nothing exotic, just Krakow, right? But this guy's flying her, to a tropical island vacation, and you just muddy the waters of discernment when you do that. Never do that, guys. You want to just keep it as simple as possible. You don't want money attached to this vacation. You're already spending a whack of money to go wherever she is, but don't make it a tropical island vacation for her. And it's my huge point. And my heart bleeds for this guy because he's walking into the same freaking trap as he did the first time to get scammed, $4 grand. That's a definition of insanity. Okay, I'll pull Billy back in. I'll pull Billy back in. 1 second, he says. Okay, so we'll look at a few more comments. Never ever settle. Big mistake. Top G. No, listen, Top G. I want to say something to you and to other guys out there. Some of you guys, like Top G, you're giving a lot of advice. And I encourage you guys to now, this is the live stream that you should take advice, not give advice. Take advice, because you're looking at the guy that's successful. After fucking up for 3 years and $43,000, he's made all the mistakes so you guys can learn. But yet a lot of you know-it-alls are just giving advice. So I encourage you to listen up because you're not successful. Billy is. So a little bit of tough love there for some of you guys that need the tough love. Oh, Billy is taken. He's left the studio. So, okay. Any questions for me, guys? Billy will be back. You know what? I will just quickly, since he's gone, I will mention ukrainedating.tv. And this is one of the surprises I said I have for you guys. If you guys are not attending the channel, you definitely want to go over to ukrainedating.tv and attend our daily live streams. This is our star streamer, Jana, who's now a coach with Match Guarantee. So what I did over at ukrainedating.tv when we came back is I created an opportunity for you guys there that maybe are priced out of the Match Guarantee market right now. So I gave you a way that you could save 50% off of our lifetime matchmaking fee. You can save 50%. All you need to do is become a member at $100 a month at Buy Me a Coffee. And after 6 months, you can jump in and get 50% off. So what this does is, and this is for a limited number of guys, but it keeps the door open for you guys that maybe just don't have the budget for us. Okay, because I really want to always at Match Guarantee help as many guys as we can. And if you really have a burning passion, you really know that, Ukrainian Slavic wife is for you, I want to keep a door open for you guys. And the other door that's open for you guys is at the beginning, you guys saw that Billy came into the No Wife, No Pay program. Where's my slide here? And right now we're opening up. Where's my slide here? We're opening up the door for one more guy into the no wife, no pay. And I don't know. I can't find the. It should be down here. Just it's an overlay. Yeah, here's the overlay. So it was $4,000, but our costs have gone up. So our cost per client is $5,000 now, and that's due to a number of things. We've done pay raises at Match Guarantee, where we've got a much bigger ads budget now. So our cost is $5,000. So it's $5,000 to get into the no wife, no pay program that Billy's in. And you're in for $5,000. And if you're not successful, that's all you ever pay is $5,000. If you're successful like Billy, then there will be a success fee. So if that's of interest to you, you can just go to, where is it? Matchguarantee.com / right here. You can go right here and just register with us. Register. You'll pay $200 to meet 10 ladies, be introduced to those ladies, includes a first date with one of the ladies, the translator on the line. And if that doesn't go well, what we always do is we throw in one more first date video date, which goes up to 1 hour. You've got a translator on. So it's really a great way for you to take us for a test drive and see what can you do? What can you pull off as a man? How young can you go? How beautiful can you go? Because that's every man's burning question. Okay, what's my max age gap? How smoking hot? How young can I go? We've all got the same virus. It's just built into us men. It's innate. So you can tell that. And we always want to be serving all guys. Like if you really want this, we want to leave a door open for you. That said, I'll ask why in chat. Why is there a directly proportional relationship between fee the guy pays and success rate? What I mean is we've proven this. We've absolutely unequivocally proven it. I could put numbers to it if I really wanted to, but the more a guy pays for a fee, the greater his success rate. We open it up for no wife, no pay. We did that trying to get one quality guy like Billy, because there's criteria to get into the program, right? We have to really believe in your success before we're letting you in, because we're rolling the dice on you, right? Because $5,000, that's just paying our bills, right? We're not making any profit whatsoever. We're not a charity, right? So why is it that when we open the doors to no wife, no pay and say, okay, guys, you can jump in for $5,000, we just get, I don't know, we get bottom dwellers and drifters. Sorry, man, it's the truth. We just did it a couple of weeks ago, and we got about 8 guys register, and most of them flaked out, didn't even show up for the call, their coaching call. And it's just, so why is that? I don't know. Any idea, guys? Any idea? Whereas a guy comes in, he pays $20,000, boom, he's successful. So that, like I said, there's a direct relationship between fee and success rate. Interesting. So Billy's back. What you talking? Hello, Alpha Man. You seem to be new. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, skin in the game. Thank you. Yeah, top G. You're right on that one. Skin in the game. My background is real estate investing, and I did coaching for a while. Let me take off this. I coached young lads to be successful as a real estate investor. And I did take a few lads on. They tended to be younger guys because they're open-minded, because I taught no money down, how to buy real estate with no money and no credit. And my most successful guys, yeah, the point is, yeah, the guys that once in a while I let guys in with no skin in the game. Okay, I just and never, not one time, a guy with no skin in the game was successful, became a successful real estate investor, did deals. It didn't happen. So I agree with you. It's unfortunate, but it's just a phenomenon. Yeah, no skin in the game. It's really true. No investment. No real serious desire if there's no skin in the game. Jeremy, there's actually a lot of guys that have 20 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand, and will invest in that to find a quality wife. How do I know? I mean, go to JaniceSpindleMatchmaking.com or Google it, Janice Spindle Matchmaking. Their top fee is $1 million for a match. And then they have different programs, but they're all way above us. So there is absolutely more. And guess what? Their marriage success rate, it's high. It's one of the highest. So sorry. The market has proven that you're not right on that one. All right. So let's pull Billy back in. Welcome, Billy.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Okay. So my next question, I call it the age gap trap. Why do I call it a trap? Because the truth be told, it's the number one reason that men seeking a Slavic wife fail. And the truth is, it's in the whole global marketplace of men seeking a Slavic wife, it's less than a 1% success rate. That's in the overall general marketplace. And the truth really be told, it's really a lot less than 1%. It's very small. So the number one reason for failure is the age gap trap. It's unrealistic age gap expectations. Now, I want to ask you about your journey, because how important do you think, how important a part of your journey was it for you, that age gap? And what were your expectations before? What kind of ages did you seek? And how did you do a course correction on age gap? If you can share with guys, because really it's a really important question and factor.
Yeah. The age gap, for me, and I think maybe probably for a lot of men, you don't think about it as much in the beginning, because your mind is like, especially if you're doing it the wrong way, I think it's naturally that you're just going younger, and it's wrong. I found out that it's wrong to think younger instead of thinking, the connection. You're not going to have a connection if there's a 30-year age difference. What do you have in common? What are you going to do together? If you're my age, early 50s, and you're trying to go to somebody that's 25, 30 years old, she's, in 10 years from now, she's definitely not going to be with you, even if she likes you, because you're going to be much older and she doesn't want to be taking care of some man. So in your mind, you're thinking, oh, younger, hot, beautiful. Guess what? It's never going to work out that way. So the age gap, you have to be realistic. And I learned my lesson. I spent money, I went younger, and I met younger women in person, and just not there. They'll let you think that it's there, and in your mind you start hearing all these wonderful things. Oh, you're handsome, you're good looking, I want to be with you, I can make you happy. Age doesn't matter. And that's their huge thing, is that age does not matter. When they're scamming you, they're going to tell you that age doesn't matter. You hear it. Oh, I heard it over and over and over. 21-year-old, 22 years old, 25 years old, talking to me, telling me, oh, age doesn't matter. Listen, I'm older than your parents, and you're going to tell me that's okay. That's not okay. So that's how you're going to know you're being scammed. If you're in your 40s, even in 50s, and talking to somebody in their 20s, it's not real. And so you got to look at it, is 15 years a good age gap? But you might, even 5 years, you might find somebody that you're totally attracted to, and there's only 5 years difference. So don't focus on the age, focus on the connection that you really want to feel, and realize that you're not going to have that connection, if it's somebody like way younger than you. It's impossible. They'll make you think it's possible, but it's not. So with me and Irina, we have an 11-year age gap, and when we're together, there's no gap. There's nothing. She's beautiful. She's amazing. Her personality is amazing. So you have to really decide, what are you looking for? If you have a lot of money, go for the young girl. She's not going to stay with you forever. She'll just spend your money. And then she's just going to move on to somebody else. She's not going to love you. She's not going to give you affection. She'll want you to take her shopping and buy her gifts and take her to dinner. And, even if she was to marry you, you're not going to have, it's not going to be real, and she will leave you eventually. So it's really all what you really want. If you're looking for real love, forever love, somebody to spend life with and enjoy life with, find somebody that you have something in common with. You're going to be able to do things together, learn about each other. And then the age, look at the age, be realistic about it. If you just want to play around and have fun and spend money, go to the young girl and you'll spend a lot of money and you'll never have anything real. Go a little bit older or into, the right age group, and then just look and feel for what you really want and what you really need. I wasn't sure what I wanted. It found me, actually. She found me, she picked me. And they say that a lot. The especially Slavic women, Ukrainian women, they pick their man. And, that's actually what happens. So you'll kind of know when the woman picks you. She'll let you know, and you'll feel the chemistry and you'll feel the interaction. And that's what's happening now. And that's what happened immediately with me and her. So don't live in fantasy world. That's what I call it. I was living in a fantasy world. The young, the beautiful. Oh, wow. I could get that. I could have her. No, I can't. But for a while I was living in that fantasy because, that's what I thought I wanted. But what I really wanted is love, a woman to really, truly, genuinely love me. And so I changed course. So if you're looking for real love, you might have to change course. If you're just looking for fun for a week or two, or if you just want to spend a lot of money, just waste a lot of money, do the other route, but it's just going to be a waste time, waste of money.
Billy, here's a really interesting comment here. I don't think Billy changed, but his results are from finding the right woman. What would you say to that?
I have definitely changed my mindset also. And I was open. I was more open by the time I met Irina. I was more open to, the different. I was going way young, and then I went older. Did I change much of my personality? Personalities are a tricky thing. You don't want to change yourself completely, because you want to be who you are. So did I change? Yes, certain aspects of myself changed, but and I will agree with Antonio. I did find the right woman. We complement each other. So she likes to talk. I like to talk. But did we talk when we were together? Did we talk 24/7, or did I talk more than her? No, we complemented each other. But I learned to listen more, and to communicate in a better way, and be more secure in myself, because I think I learned that I felt like I had to talk more to try to prove to the person, to the woman, that I was good for them. So you can over talk, and over talking can be just you just trying to prove something that you don't have to prove. Because if the connection's there, it's going to prove it all by itself. So it's more of a listening and then the two coming together. So my personality, the person I am, the heart that I am, that didn't change. Becoming more interesting, maybe, and listening more, and just becoming a better me. And that's your goal, I think, is you want to become a better part of yourself, a better you. And with the right woman, she makes you a better you, and hopefully you're making her a better her. And then together you become one. And isn't that what we all want to do, is become one with somebody?
I think Billy answered that question excellently. I'll give it from my side, okay? Because this is a really wise comment, and it merits drilling down on. Did Billy change? Yeah, much more confident. I mean, I'm his coach, right? I'm here. I saw Billy's journey. Jana, of course, saw Billy's journey, saw his change. More grounded, more centered, less talkative. Over talking shows, like you said, it's almost like you get the feeling on the other, listening to the over talker, right? You get the feeling that they're trying to they feel they have to prove something. They feel they have to. So it lands as a lack of confidence. All that's gone from, I mean, I won't say, I mean, like night and day difference to Billy. And that right there is a huge difference. That's the main difference I see. But I think it's really important for everybody to also see that Antonio is right. Billy is successful because he met the right woman. Somebody commented, hit the gym, double up on the gym. I mean, if Billy wants to, if he gets that self-fulfillment from pumping iron or doing the activity, great. If he wants to do it, great. But guess what? It's not going to make a particle of difference to his relationship. She's going to love him for him, just like my Anna. She loves me for me. And it's not an excuse, guys. I'm just saying. And
I will say too that she goes to the gym all the time. She's very fit, more fit than me. And the only thing she wants, we told each other we loved each other. I don't know if I said that, but we did say we love each other. And there's love there. But she loves me for who I am. But she wants me to be healthy too. So yeah, going to the gym, I don't need to be big muscle guy, or they're not looking for that, but they want you to be healthy. So, be healthy. But they're not looking at you all this, if there's love and you have that connection, it's not all about going to the gym. And they want you to be sociable because they're very sociable women.
Yeah, it's back to the same point. Don't settle. Billy didn't settle. He just waited. He kept meeting Match Guarantee ladies, and he happened to hit it on lucky number 5. But guess what, guys? The average, okay, it's now 5 point something, but the average, and it doesn't vary more than one point, but the average number of ladies met to marriage is 5 point something. Okay. And Billy, they're number 5. So it happens fast statistically anyway. 5 is pretty fast. When you think of all the women you've met in your dating life, that 5 is a small number, right?
Yeah.
So thanks for your very wise, very wise comments and story about how you kind of came through to understand about the age gap trap, and you released yourself from the leg hold trap called. But now, guys, let's take a visual look at who you can see Billy's unrealistic expectations when he first chose with Match Guarantee. He was a contestant in a reality TV show that we tried to get off the ground. It never actually happened, called Who Wants to Marry a Foreigner? And he was a contestant, and that was 3 years ago, right? Yeah. Right when he was starting his journey. He could have chosen Match Guarantee, but he didn't. He went another path, cost him 43 grand, and he's back to us, right? But anyway, the point is, this really beautifully visually shows what were his age expectations when he started his journey and how unrealistic they were. And then I'm going to play his third choice now when he's actually a client. Okay, so let's just take a look. It's very interesting to see. Here's the first video. You'll see his unrealistic expectations when he first started his journey, and his failure rate was super high. I think maybe, I don't remember, but anyway, let's take a look and we'll be right back. A walk down memory lane. Hey, Billy. So you see, his youngest chosen was 28, but very high beauty level as well. Very high beauty level. And the thing is, he got some ladies saying yes there for a first date. That's just a yes for a first date. Those are match guarantee ladies. But generally, overall, he's just punching unrealistically high, both in age and beauty level, right? But the funny thing is, as luck would have it, that your lady now at 40, what is she, 42? She looks in her early 30s.
Yeah, so. Amazingly beautiful woman.
So yeah, you did well. So, but the point is, being realistic in the age gap trap. So let's look at next the third choice of ladies Billy made while he's a client here, and you'll see a big difference. You'll see how he has, changed his aim. He was aiming over here, unrealistic, and now he's realistic. Take a look. We'll be right back. Billy missed it because I think you were texting Irina now, yeah?
Yeah, she just was checking to see what I was doing.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, if you're ever involved in this process, very important that you keep it hush. You don't talk to your Ukrainian lady about this videoing experience because it's very bad news. Ukrainian women do not like this. So you best.
And I almost got caught like this close. Because when we were at the hotel, there's nothing on TV and they didn't have no movies or anything. So I was like, well, let me sync my phone, YouTube, with the TV.
Oh, shit.
And so I sync, and good thing she was in the bathroom, and I synced it. And what comes up is me, like, because a lot of the stuff, because I'm syncing my Google.
Oh, honey, I didn't know you were famous.
Yeah. So I was like, so I had to quick jump off that screen and get to the movie screen, and I picked that movie out and everything right before she came out, because there was like seconds like I had when I was like, if she sees this, she's gonna say what's going on. So yeah, it was.
That was lucky. That was lucky. Yeah, because the Slavic culture, they're very private. They just they wouldn't go for something like this. So I don't know. What do you think? You see, your Irina was there in the last choice, and well, you've already explained what you went through. But any comments when you now see before and after? Realistic now?
Yeah, realistically, I should have been going in a certain age range, definitely. Beauty wise, again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I'm with a very beautiful woman, so don't sell yourself short, but don't go too high. Because you have to realistically say, if there's an age gap, I'm not going to get probably much more handsome than what I am right now, as I get older. And if it's a very young woman, she's going to stay beautiful. So it might not be a good match. Irina, I think, is going to be beautiful probably for the rest of her life. And we talk about that and we joke about it. But yeah, realistically, you have to go for a certain age. I mean, unless you're living in fantasy world and just want to play around. If you're looking for forever, be realistic. Be realistic with who you are and what you have to offer and what you have to bring into the relationship. Because if you're going, and I think you've talked about this before in other videos, if you're going for a beautiful woman and there is a certain age gap, what do you have to offer? What are you bringing in to the relationship that's going to stabilize? You have to come to some kind of equal level. And that's what I do with Irina. We are equal, where we are. She's much more beautiful. She's probably much more smarter than me in certain ways. And I'm probably more smarter in other ways, but together we fit perfectly like a puzzle.
He is a great fit. Yeah. was I going to say about that? I wanna compliment you, Billy, because and say to guys that, you know, for guys to come back from blue pill, which is just, you know, being unrealistic with the age gap, unrealistic expectations, to come back from blue pill to reality. Um, I gotta say less than half. I think it's probably quite a bit less than half of guys can ever pull that off. They just, you know, I was talking to a man yesterday. Yesterday, I answered the Match Guarantee phone line, and he's punching. Well, it's more than 30 years, okay, age gap. And he's in a relationship, yeah. But it's just not real. And then you take a look at the photo, and she's just outrageously gorgeous. Um, and you know, he's now trying to, he's got the task of, you know, moving from blue pill to reality, trying to then, you know, go from mentally, you pictured yourself with this woman, smoking hot, 30 years, you know, younger, and now you've got to see, okay, this actually is what's realistic for me, and it's a big difference visually, right?
Yeah.
And not all guys can come back from that. They just get stuck there in fantasy land. So I got to compliment you, Billy. From you have many redeeming qualities, and that's one of them, that you were able to course correct. So
Yeah, and feels good. And you know, I course corrected at the right time to find, you know.
you absolutely did. You absolutely did. Now I want to ask Kooks. He's asking about the yeah. So this is live, and this is one of my announcements. So thanks for the segue. So yoursmv.com is our URL. So it's just yoursmv.com. You can go. It's in beta test mode now. Please, you know, check out your SMV. You can calculate your probability of marriage, your max age gap, but these are in development now. Right now, you can calculate your SMV, and it will help you on your journey. Please, if you enter beta, please email us and let us know how it worked for you. If there's any glitches, because there might be some bugs, but we're now live for about a week there at yoursmv.com. Okay, Goose. So you guys are welcome to do that. Okay, next question. I think we answered a lot of them. You know, just I guess. You know, when you take a look at your journey overall, Billy, and going through what you've gone through, you know, PPL sites and 43 grand wasted, and 3 years of your life wasted, and now successful quickly, right? I mean, how long were you a client before you met Irina? How long was your journey? Maybe
3 months, just like 3 months. I think we started maybe 4 months. I think we started in November. I think I started.
Okay. So 4 months, five ladies, 4 months, and then you met the one. So 3 years, you see, versus 3 years versus 4 months, and $43,000 lost versus you guys think 20,000 is a lot to pay, but it's half of what he could have paid.
Yeah.
And remember, Billy had this option, Match Guarantee, before he started his journey, but like most, frankly, they choose the cheaper option, or what appears to be the cheaper option. But at the end of the day, it's not. And by the way, on that note, I have been keeping statistics, and we do have a spreadsheet. We have a spreadsheet on guys that were successful, so married through Match Guarantee, and what they spent. So what they spent on the Match Guarantee, including the fee, travel to Ukraine, like everything, all in, and then comparing it to other guys who were successful, we call do-it-yourself, DIY. And the stats are 4 times more expensive to DIY, and 4 times longer. So the average to get married is actually 4 years, and the average amount spent, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head from the spreadsheet, but anyway, it's clear. The statistics are clear. It's 4 times longer and 4 times more expensive to do it yourself. So while you can definitely, well, I shouldn't say definitely do it yourself. No, it's not definitely. It's if you got a lot of time on your hands, you can travel a lot. You know, it's only a certain kind of guy can even try to do it yourself. But I think the stats and Billy's example clearly show that the wise way to go is right here.
Yeah, and it's a great journey. And the woman I was with, and I think most of the women, I went to Krakow, Poland. She wasn't asking to go to some exotic place. She just wanted to be together, and she wanted the easiest, the best, and the fastest way to be together. She wasn't looking for Paris or a tropical island or whatever. She said, Krakow, let's do it. And Krakow is a very beautiful city, but it's not, Paris or whatever people think are beautiful, but it's actually a very beautiful thing. But when we were out, like we'd be out shopping, you go to the mall, and I wanted to buy her stuff to take home, like some clothes and whatever, she might need. And so we're in the mall, and of course in the mall, they have the designer stores and whatnot. And this goes back to, a woman maybe just wanting a man for money or whatever. And I said, go in the stores and pick what you want. And she come out with nothing. Like she was going to call me in and I was going to pay. And she come out, she's like, no, we go someplace else. I said, you didn't see nothing? She says, no, too much, too expensive. I don't want you to be spending that. We can spend that money on something else or we can save it. So then we go down to the mall, the bottom, down the lower half, and there's a discount store with clothes and different things. And that's where she bought some pants and some shirts and a couple of things. And she was happy as a clam, So she didn't want me to spend all this money. She said, let's save it, for, our future of being together. And I'll go down, and the clothes were just as nice and they were half the cost. And so she wasn't looking for, if you're with the right woman, she's not going to look to spend all your money. Don't be scared about, like that guy was talking about, I'm going to lose half my money. They don't want to spend all your money,
Yeah, Billy, thanks for sharing that about Irina. And I will just share myself, guys. I met with approximately 50 women, like dated 50 women on my journey to find my unicorn Anna. And I can say maybe one or two asked me to buy something expensive, but the rest of them, very down to earth. And just like Billy, and of course, my Anna is like that. I mean, she goes shopping with $100 and comes back with a wardrobe. It's like, Anna doesn't like to buy anything that's expensive. She actually gets joy at buying something on like a bargain, a deal. She loves finding deals. And that's your typical Slavic woman. And it's because they come from hard times. They grew up when, there was periods from 1991, from Perestroika, after that the people couldn't eat meat, butter, many things you couldn't buy. So when that's in your blood, which is in my blood, I'm come from poor farming roots in Manitoba, Canada. So it's in my blood. So that was important for me to find that frugalness in my partner. I just can't handle the thought of, oh yeah, I want this Prada purse or Gucci purse, and it's, I don't know, $1,000 or something like that. So I'm just saying is that look at my 50 dates, almost all, I think two had a little bit of expensive taste bud. The rest of them, 48, very pragmatic, realistic, like Irina, like my wife. So,
and she also paid for her hotel room and her bus. She didn't ask me for any money up front or anything like that. She paid for, I didn't even know she did. I thought I was going to pay for her hotel room when she came. I thought I'd go to the hotel and pay. She had paid everything up front, the bus she paid up front and everything like that. And then I wanted to give her money, to take home with her. And she was trying to not take any money from me. And I pretty much had to like tell her, you're taking some money, because, she works hard for, her money. And she's like, no, but I wanted to be with you. And I said, yes, but so I just take money and I give it to her. And she also wanted more English lessons. So I said, okay. And I gave her money. So she's doing even more. I don't know how she's getting in her schedule, but she wants to learn so much so fast because she knows she's going to be here, this year. So she wants to learn more. So she does. If you're with the right woman, they're not going to try to grab your money. they want to grab your love. They're not looking to get in your pocket.
Guys, I'm so happy Billy just said this, because you know what? We're looking at a really wise man, and you guys all need to be taking notes, because he did. It's textbook perfect what Billy just did. She refused. He said, listen, you're taking it. And he shoved the money wherever he shoved it, in cash, probably.
Yeah.
And this is really important. We had another client, similar situation. He didn't offer to pay it, and he didn't pay it. And the feedback came back from the lady. It's not about the money, guys. You need to understand, again, it's about understanding Slavic mentality. They need to feel from you that you're the protector, the provider. And when you don't offer to pay and then actually do something like pay, you don't give them that feeling of protection. Financial is a protection. It's a big point of protection. My wife Anna, when we went on our first date, she bought what I did, right? She bought it was a beautiful red dress, and I just said to her, wow, it's a stunning dress. And she said, oh, I bought it just for you, right? Like, it was cute, right? And I went, I'm buying it. I just said like that, I'm buying it because it's stunning. And then I don't remember how I think I just gave her the cash, but she wouldn't take nothing, Anna, ever, right? But I just slipped it in her purse or whatever I did, in her pocket or whatever. I said, I bought that dress so I can, it's my thank you for, for looking so amazing on our date. And see, that impressed Anna. And it's not the money. I think it was like $50, but it was that just gives them the feeling that, wow, this man is generous. He wants to show, he's like showing his care. Okay. You guys need to get this. It's not about the money with the right woman. Of course, the caveat here is you got to have a good stock woman that you're courting, right? And that's their behavior.
Yeah. And we talked about it too, about her coming here, because we kind of went over things money wise a little bit too, because what the men have to understand is what they're giving up. It's not about what we're giving up. It's what they're giving up to come to be with you. She has a great job. She has not a big family there, but she still has some family there. But if she's giving up on what we were talking about, she's going to give up her job and her life there to come be with me. I have to, she wants to feel comfortable with me, that I can take care of her, that she also helps her mother out with money. So we talked already about that we would still be able to, help her mother, and support her mother and stuff like that. So you have to be willing to be also to do that. You can't be frugal when it comes to, especially their family. If they need help.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a comment in here about Wayne. I'm older than her dad. I got to tell you, Wayne, that's a dangerous territory. Just imagine. Okay. I'm not older than Anna's mom or dad, but it's getting there. You know what I'm saying? It's getting there. And so Anna lied about my age, actually, when she when she talked to me about, to her parents. I think she made me anyway a number of years younger. So because we had such a great connection, she didn't want her parents to think poorly of her or be against our relationship. So you got to know that is a magic demarcation point. Her parents' age. If you're older than the parents, it's very unlikely. I'm sorry to say, very unlikely that relationship is going to stand any kind of test of time. And I have personal experience from that. I dated, where I was younger and significantly younger than, in this case, mom.
That's a hard one.
She didn't want to introduce me to mom even.
Yeah.
So,
And I talked to her son, and she had dinner or lunch with her son on Friday. And they talked about me, and the son's very happy for her and says, I want you to be happy. And if that means, you have to go be with him, I want you to go be with him. And, the mother feels the same way. So it's a good feeling. You want if there's family involved, you want to make it good. And show that you're a strong man, that you're going to be able to take care of her. And if the family needs help back in Ukraine, because she helps her family, you have to be able to do that.
That's a huge one. Again, more wisdom piling on from, I'm going to call him Wise Billy now, because you guys got to know, when you marry a Slavic woman, you marry the whole family. And if they need help, medically, maybe this, that, or the other thing. It's just in their blood. It's in their culture. They help each other. And if you as the husband are going to be like, no, we don't have the money for that, you gonna really be in trouble. I'm not going to say it's going to kill your marriage, but it has a strong chance of killing your marriage or killing that feeling, that love, that feeling that my husband will protect me and my family, right?
Yeah.
If they stick together.
Yeah.
I wish we had this ideal in our culture, but that's lost. That's lost. So I think where the rubber meets the road, Billy, here is that we have a lot of guys out there. They're afraid. They're deathly fucking afraid that they're going to get married, especially if they're going to bring her back to America. Marrying her and living in Ukraine or in another Eastern European country or whatever, they're okay with that. But bringing her to America, they're deathly afraid of divorce and losing half. Can you just, I'm going to give you the soapbox and please just share, what's your attitude? Are you afraid of that in your situation with Irina? What would you say to those guys?
I would say if you're afraid of it, you're not in the right relationship, because when you're in the right relationship, you want to share everything of yours with them, and they're going to share everything of theirs with you, whether it's money, whether it's themselves, their love, their devotion. So you can't, if you want a real relationship, and if you're going to be, together forever, you have to get out of that mindset as what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours. That's not going to work. When it's real love, you're not going to have those worries. You're not going to think, oh, 10 years from now, she's going to leave me or anything like that. It's not going to be that way, because especially with me and Irina, we've already had some discussions about certain things. So you'll have discussions and talks, and you're not going to have that fear. I have no fear whatsoever that she's going to come to America, hang around for a little while, and then say, goodbye, and I'm taking half of what you have. You can't live in that fear, because you're not going to have a good life. If you're always in constant fear of the woman is going to take half of what I have, then you might as well just stay by yourself. Give up and just live alone. Get a cat or a dog, and that's it. And do whatever, go on those sites and just look at fake women, because it's not going to be real. So get out of your mind and just say that the woman is going to be with me forever, and I'm going to be with her forever, and she's not after me for my money. And if you have money, you don't have money. I mean, I don't know what everybody's income is, but they're not after you for money. They're not coming to America. They're giving up their lives. They're leaving their family. They're leaving their jobs. If they have jobs, like she has a very good job, she's going to leave that and come here. So of course I'm going to have to take care of her when she comes. And she says she wants to do some stuff when she eventually can. She wants to do some work, but she doesn't have to. But they're giving up so much to be with us, the man. So why are you so worried about what you're going to lose? Think about what you're gaining. You're gaining this amazing woman that's, going to take care of you when you need, that shoulder to lean on, and she's going to lean on you, and it's going to be back and forth. So look at all that you have to gain. Don't think about what you're going to lose, because you're not going to lose anything unless you want to. I mean, it's that simple. It's, don't think about the money. Why think about it?
What about Billy, prenup? Are you going to do a prenup with Irina? If
Not
so,
at all.
Why?
Not at all, because I know that she's not going to, if it's not going to work out, I'm bringing her all the way here from Ukraine. Her life is changing more drastically than mine, even though my life changes some. Why do a prenup? Like, what's mine is going to be hers. And I know in my heart we're going to be together forever. I'm not worried about it. And if I think about it too much, it's going to mess up the relationship. If I don't want her to feel like, okay, a prenup, because in her mind, it's going to be like, he doesn't think this is going to work out, or it's not going to last. So for me, a prenup, why am I going to do it? Because it's going to hurt her feelings, and it's probably going to hurt the relationship. I trust in the relationship enough. So build the trust, build the relationship so that you don't have to have that worry. And if money's your only worry, don't get a woman. Stay by yourself. If you're just worried about losing money, then don't be with anybody, because that's crazy, and that's not love, and that's not the way life should be. You're here to find happiness, and if happiness is your money, go roll around, go sleep with your money, and see how much joy that brings you. I mean, I want to be with my beautiful woman, my loving woman. So what's mine is hers, and I don't see us getting divorced or going our separate ways. But if we do, if it was to happen, that's the chance you take for love, and money. You can make more money. Go make more money. Work a little bit harder if you want to make the money back. If you're so scared about it, or whatever. But if you're here for love, go for the love. And if you don't want love, sleep with your money if your money's more important. So no, for me, no prenup. I mean, maybe other people are different, but I'm not risking my relationship over money that I can go work and make more of. That's my simple answer.
Yeah, I love this comment. Spoken like a boss. It is spoken like a boss. I want to add my 2 bits in here. Is that what do I want to say about prenup? Well, first of all, for whatever it's worth, I concur with Billy. It's my personal philosophy, and I have no prenup. I never had the idea of asking for a prenup. There was once in my life when I was a multi-millionaire that I was going to ask for a prenup. I basically did ask for a prenup, and it almost fucked up the relationship. It crushed her so hard. And that's another story, right? Like, you guys are going to say, Joe, you're so naive, yada, yada, yada. But you know what? In hindsight, in that marriage, you guys know I went broke, bankrupt, homeless, all of that stuff before I went to Ukraine. And it was when I was married to her. So it caused the divorce. So my loss of all my money and everything caused the divorce. She left me then. So in hindsight, I don't know what I'm saying there. I didn't sleep much last night. What was my point there? That money did matter to her. So I had this notion to get a prenup. It looks like I was right? So, oh yeah, this is where I'm going with it. So if you have to always, guys, I say this a million times, but it's so true. Trust your gut. Okay, we don't do it enough. If your inner sense is that I don't need a prenup, guess what? You don't need a prenup. That was my overwhelming inner sense with Anna. And I wasn't going to, like Billy, I wasn't going to risk whatever negative, toxic repercussions that would have brought to the relationship and to the marriage. In fact, I went the opposite way. I gave my biggest asset to her, right? And do you think I didn't build up points in the love bank, as the shrinks call it? Of course I did. She knows how much I trust her with everything, right? And of course that brings a rock solid bridge to our relationship, right?
Yeah.
Our marriage. So my advice to you guys is that if you're so worried about needing a prenup, if you're in a relationship, you got to really give second thoughts to that relationship. Because if you really feel you need a prenup, then trust your gut. You probably do if you think you do, unless you're just really paranoid, and it can be that because you have bad experiences, right?
But with the right woman, she's going to make you feel confident enough that she's not after your money.
And here's the thing, Cougs. Here's the thing. Very important you understand this, because again, lack of education, Cougs. It's a good thing you're a regular viewer on Ukraine Dating, because you need to learn Slavic women if you're going to try to court them and win them. It is anything but routine or normal in Ukraine. How do we know? Anna and I actually went to the streets. We did a 3-part video series, 2 or 3 parts. I think it's 3 parts, called Prenups. And we asked Ukrainian women on the streets, Do you know they call it a marriage contract? Do you know what a marriage contract is? Prenup. Most of them knew, like I think 90% knew. And what did they think about them? Not much, because no guy had ever asked them for a prenup. Prenups are not normal in Ukraine, okay? Ukrainian men don't go into marriage assuming the worst. What's going to happen if, if we get divorced? So you got to understand that if you're going to ask for a prenup, you got to get ready that this might really destabilize your relationship. Okay.
Yeah. And for me too, I'm looking at it as the aspect is what she's given up to come to be with me. So, she's given up so much.
Yeah. It's a great point you make. Yeah.
I'm not going to ask, I'm not going to say, hey, I don't trust a relationship enough. So you got to sign this piece of paper that says you're not going to take, I'm going to only give you a certain amount of money if we break up. I mean, that's going to hurt her. And I'm not going to do that. I trust.
Yeah. I mean, guys, if you need a prenup, she's going to give you clues that you need a prenup. Arena's giving Billy all the clues that he doesn't need a prenup. Anna gave me all the clues. I mean, a million clues. Unless you're deaf, dumb, and fucking stupid, I don't know. You can read the writing on the wall. You can read the woman the clues, right? If she's always going for money stuff and talking about money things and bigger this and that and brand name this or that, and how she puts her value, if you can see her value system is in money, she's materialistic, then
you're going to see the
you
difference.
Probably need a prenup.
Yeah, if it's all about money and it's not about love, you're going to know pretty much right away.
Yeah, exactly. Just throwing up some comments here. Yeah, exactly. So thank you for that one. I've been really looking for a guy that has your philosophy and ideals, same as mine. And to show guys, it's actually not risky. It's not risky because Billy knows how to choose the right woman. He knows how to choose a quality woman, and he knows it. When he's caught her, he knows it, and good for him. Because if you don't know that, if you're super afraid from your past experiences and stuff like that, then you're going to miss it. You're going to miss it when you find it.
Yeah, I could have missed her. I could have overshot. I could have let it go. And, but again, she chose me too. So,
And Wayne, I completely disagree with you on behalf of Slavic women. Again, you don't understand Slavic women if you're going to say that. Again, the problem with Western men choosing to pursue a Slavic woman, you just don't know what you don't know. As they say, pigs don't know pigs stink, right? You don't know what you don't know, and you don't know Ukrainian Slavic mentality, culture. So, and that's more than half the battle, guys. And that's why really all you guys that are thinking about this journey, really, you really need to get over to Ukraine dating.
And I've learned also to put myself in, I've learned to put myself in their shoes. Like, how would I feel if I'm the woman and the guy's asking for a prenup? I'm trying to see it from their point of view. You know, or maybe she has more money. Maybe the woman has more money than the guy. What if she was to ask you, hey, listen, you got to sign this piece of paper because I'm not sure if the relationship's going to work out, and just in case, I don't want you to have all my, any money. So, think about it like that. Like, put yourself in a woman's shoes and how she's going to feel by you saying, listen, you got to sign this piece of paper. It's making it seem like he doesn't think the relationship's going to work, Yeah.
And I will give you a big tip, guys. And if you haven't watched the Prenup series on the streets, and if a prenup is really important to you, you got to go watch that. But there is a silver lining, and maybe I shouldn't give it to you. You should go watch the series. But the silver lining is, if you're going to request a prenup, ask for a prenup, just be fair. There's a good chance it'll be received well if you're fair in the prenup, which means, okay, if we get a divorce, you get this, I get this. So be fair with her. Don't give her nothing, right? Guys, I just want to mention to you that on Ukraine Dating here, .tv. So we are endeavoring, to get more live streamers on. And I'm going to share with you, this is a young lady we're trying to get on right now. Did you guys check out her soul profile? So she just did a sole profile video on Match Guarantee. I think that's the same. Yeah. And this is her. And how would you like her to be streaming with you guys? So she's single, she's available, and this is her info. This is her number. Yeah, and she just did a sole profile video. I missed it. But we are endeavoring to bring you more single ladies that you have a shot at, because on ukrainedating.tv, you can send her a bouquet of flowers for $200, and you can include your contact information. And so if you impress her, you can win her. You know, if you impress her and you're age realistic, you have a shot. For $200, you have a shot. So it doesn't get any cheaper than that. And, you know, for you guys that missed out on this fair lady, I'm disappointed in you guys on ukrainedating.tv. I'm going to say this, and I hope she doesn't watch this video. But I'm disappointed in you lads, because, you know, I really do think some of you guys that are regulars, you had a shot. But you still have not graduated from Slavic school. Okay, you still need to learn what actions, how to pursue a Slavic woman to catch her. She's off the market now. She was on the market when you guys were watching her for 6 months, but she's off the market now. We'll let her tell you how, if she wants to or not. Probably not, because they're very personal. But the point is, if you want a woman, a Slavic woman, you got to take aggressive, I use the word aggressive, action, like Billy did. He went and he swooped her. I mean, once he knew, he didn't waste time. He knew. And that's half the battle. You got to know.
Yep.
Yeah. You should spend some time in the US. You get a big wake-up call. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of that comment. I don't know where to take that. So, okay. Well, Billy, I kind of want to ask you one question, because guys are really like, no, Joe, guys, you guys are 20 grand for a lifetime matchmaking package, unlimited dating for life. You're a lifer. You know, you don't have to worry about settling. You just have to date until you meet the one. You can improve yourself. It's good to improve yourself, but it's not necessary. It's really not. And that's why we talked about this earlier in the stream. Billy is lucky. Yes, he changed, and he changed for the better. And he's more attractive to women now because he's more confident, not as over talkative, and these things make him more appealing to any woman, including Irina. But at the end of the day, you know what? I will boldly say this: if the old Billy met Irina, it's the old Billy 3 years ago. You know what? I fervently believe, and Billy, you can comment, that you would have been successful with her. She still would have been attracted to you, because now she loves you. She loves you for you.
Yeah.
For the core. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it might have been a little bit harder, you know, but we're made for each other. So yeah, she would have probably loved me no matter what. But we make each other better, and I think that's the best kind of relationship. And you kind of know it right away. We knew it on video. We know it in person now. So there's no going back. I mean, there's only going forward. She makes me a better man. She says I make her a better woman. You know, so you complement each other. Different cultures, like the gentleman was saying, come to America, but it's a different culture. These women are different than American women. Yes, American women are difficult. The times have changed over the 10, 15, 20 years. But we're talking about Slavic women, Ukrainian women, and they're completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's whatever you want. If you're going on this journey, if you're here watching these videos, you got to step up and say, what do I really want? Do I want the Ukrainian woman? And because she's a totally different woman. I was in Poland, and the Poland women are completely different. You know, I talked to a lot of people while I was in Poland. I just didn't, you know, I was there by myself at times and was talking to people on the street. Like Joe says, sometimes the street pick. I wasn't picking anybody up, but I was talking because I'm a friendly kind of guy. So I'm talking to men and women in Poland, and they're different than Americans, you know. So it just is. It is what it is.
Absolutely. So last question, Billy. It's back to like what I was saying. There's a lot of guys that are saying 20 grand for a lifetime matchmaking package, unlimited dating, unlimited coaching, everything, full team support until you get married, as long as it takes. It's too much. 20 grand is over the top. What are your thoughts about you spending 20 grand to meet Irina, etc.? Love to hear what you have to say.
I wish I would have spent the $43,000 to meet her, you know, because I would have had a better result. Look at what I spent before. Again, money shouldn't come into it. Yeah, money. The more, if you're saying $20,000, you're getting a better quality, a better pond to fish in. I would have spent more to have the coaching, to have the support, to know that it's a lifetime. Thank goodness I don't need the whole lifetime, but you have the support and you have the lifetime. So when it comes to it, what is money when it comes to finding your better half and your forever love? $1,000, you're going to get $1,000 product. $20,000, you're going to get a $20,000 product. So pros and cons. You want to spend thousands of dollars every month on fake sites and play pretend? You can do that. You can try to do it on your own and fly all around, and you're going to get scammed in person. I was in Ukraine twice and dated women, and you can get scammed just as easily. Why not go with a company that is vetting the women, that is doing a great job of that? They're helping you, the guy, make yourself a better you, and also learn about the culture of the Ukraine, and the women, and what to expect, and how to act, and not changing me personally, my total personality, but make me a better me. So yeah, the price is, I would have paid more, if knowing that I found the perfect woman. So don't focus so much on the price, but think of what you're getting, what's your return. You're investing in your future. If this is what you want, I invest in myself, and the investment pays off. You know, I have this beautiful, amazing woman that is going to share life with me. She's looking to, you know, she completes me, I complete her. We go back and forth about this all the time. So how do you put a price tag on that? There is no price tag. Spend the money, and you're going to be happy and wise that you did. Follow my journey. I went through the women, and you find the one. Does it take 4 months? Does it take 3 months? Does it take 2 years? Everybody's journey is going to be a little bit different, but it's all how you approach the journey. I had a little bit more learning to do, but I think I learned very well and very fast and very quick, that the mistakes I was making were, you know, sending me down the wrong path. So course correct. Here I am today. And this year I'm going to be with the love that I've been waiting for my entire life. So yeah, I'm thankful. And $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. Sure, I should have spent it a long time ago, but I came in at the perfect time. I think she came in at the perfect time, and here we are together. So don't think about it as money. I mean, we think about what you spend on a daily basis, guys, on yourself, and $20,000 is not really that much. Think about what you spend every day and every week, you know, on your personal items, on your coffees and your beer, and whatever else that you like to have in your life, your TVs, your toys that you play with, or your vehicles that you buy. I mean, that's all money. And we're talking about a woman that's going to be with you for the rest of your life and bring you joy and happiness together. So, I mean, come on, let's be for real. Don't worry about the money. It's not the end. You can make more money, you know, it's crazy. that I agree with Mark. You can't put a price on a system, and it's all money. It's money that you'll make the money back. But do you want to miss out on your forever love, your soulmate, your better half? If you're thinking about money so much, and you're just going to walk right by it, and you're going to try all the other ways, and it's not going to be good. So, like Joe said, I think I talked to Joe the one time, and we said, is it money or time? What is, what's more important? Are you wasting money or are you wasting time? I think time is of the essence. I've learned that, 3.5 years of my life went by that maybe could have been different. So money you can always make, time you can't get back. So invest the money, and you could have the story that I have, and it's a fairy tale for me, and it can be that for you. Invest the time. Don't worry about the money. Money can always be made. You can always make money back. We're men. And if you're a man, you go out and work, and, don't worry about it so much. What Joe's given to me and his team is a forever, and they are forever a part of my life. And, I thank them for the happiness that they have given me, and I don't put a price tag on that. So you shouldn't either.
Billy, we're ecstatically happy for you. You're like the talk of Match Guarantee all last week as your pitches were coming in. We're so happy for you and Irina.
The picture, yeah, and the pictures only tell half the story. I mean, I sent.
Well, speaking of which, guys, check this out. This is before they met. Can you imagine your lady looking like this sends you this? This is what Irina sent Billy one day, right?
You touch my heart, you touch my soul. You changed my life and all my goals. And love was blind. And then
I almost start crying because I miss her so much. And when I see that, and like she says, she goes through the picture. I mean, because she took a ton of pictures, and she goes through them all the time, and she just, and all the pictures that I sent you, the happiness was so intense. I can't put a price tag on that. I would do more, but when I go through the pictures, it's just like, wow, and you saw every picture. I was trying to send them as days were going by, and the happiness was getting better, in the cappuccino with the heart in it and everything. I mean, it was like the woman made the heart in the cappuccino because she knew that she could see that we were together and we were made for each other. And I mean, I almost cry. I mean, you can probably see tears in my eyes because it's amazing. So don't be afraid of the journey. Take the journey, because I'll tell you what, it is something. The happiness, and it's beyond words, And I thank Joe so much for making me. I mean, I am starting to cry because the journey. I mean, I found this woman that I'm going to love forever, and she's going to love me forever. I don't have any doubts about that. You guys built me up, so it's good. It's good to have the support.
Yeah, you put yourself into the, Billy, you deserve all the credit because you put yourself into the fire. You allowed yourself to be open to the critique, and then you did something about big things. Yeah. To me, you're a different man now. And again, it's not about having to change, guys. It's more about you have to meet the right one. And my end is the same, right? I put on 20 kilos. Okay, not 20. I don't know. 12, 15 kilos here. She doesn't even say a thing, but it's not good and all of that. But the point is, I'm a talker. We talk. I'm an over talker like Billy, but I met my one that loves that. She doesn't like a quiet man. She had a quiet man that couldn't, express himself. That's not for Anna. So yeah. Again, that's why we're unlimited, and that I encourage you. Don't believe in yourself, and believe that you never have to settle, and don't settle. And you're unlimited with 1,300 women. Come on.
Yeah.
You'll meet the one.
And the support too. And the support, like I said, you guys built me up. You were there. You had my back. you gave me the tools I needed, and I didn't change myself, but I made myself a better me. And that's the most important thing. And learning about the culture, and learning, and also learning about myself and what I actually needed. It, thinking you need one thing, but really you need something else. And now I have what I need, and I'm not going to let it go. She's not going to let me go. We're going to hold on, and we will be married, and it will be amazing. And I will make it as amazing for her as I possibly can. And our life is going to be amazing. And you all are welcome to continue the journey with me.
Yeah, there's some real cynics in the comments here. It's sad. I'll put this up because, Tom, this is the second or the third time you've said things that my dad used to say to me all the time. He used to say this all the time. Yeah, better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. My pop said that 1,000 times if he said it once, and it's absolutely true. If you're a point where you give up on love, you give up. I mean, let's face it, love is a big part of happiness. Our purpose on this planet, what do you guys think it is? God put us on this planet to do what? Love your neighbor as yourself, to love.
Yeah.
To love. That's it. And if a man is walking around there in a love void life, it's lonely. It's it's lonely. It's easy to become angry. It's easy to become embittered, resentful, and all of these negative toxic emotions.
Without love. Very cynical. And I think that's one of the 10 commandments too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is.
Love thy neighbor as I love thyself.
It's funny because my oldest daughter, she's just studying the 10 commandments right now.
Yeah. We don't follow them as much as we should. But if you listen to them, they're very wise, and it's great. It's a great feeling, guys. Just jump on a journey and don't be scared.
Yeah, life is a gamble. It's a roll of the dice, and the thing is, if you just stay safe your whole life, you're not going to be happy. Look at me; I lost everything, man. I lost my money, and coincidentally, the wife left at the same time. The Russian wife left at the same time. Bankrupt, sleeping on a sofa at my nephew's house. Yeah, then I go to Ukraine, but I didn't give up. I'm like Billy. Billy and I have quite a few things in common, including resilience. Yeah, you can knock me down, but I'm not going to stay down. I'm going to spring back up.
You get knocked down and stand up and be stronger after getting knocked down. You stay in the fight, and you'll win. You'll win eventually. I mean, I wish I could. Seriously, I think if I probably could. One day get Irina on here with me. She probably would, because that's the type of woman she is. And because I would love everybody to experience her the way that I do, because you would see that it's worth it. Everything's worth it. This whole thing, I mean, Joe's got the pictures to show, but pictures, only say so much. And maybe one day she will be sitting right here next to me, and we will make a video, because she is that type of person that probably would come on video and talk.
Oh, I'm sure she would. I'm sure she would. And I've done that with clients, right? I mean, William and Lilia did it. Now they have a little baby boy that's 8 months old. I've done it with a handful of clients. It is rare though. It's hard to get it's just very anti-Slavic. Yeah. But
she's a different breed. She's totally,
yeah, she's not average Slavic. And somebody here commented that you've got yourself a 1 in a million girl, and while I don't disagree with that comment that Irina is 1 in a million, my Anna is definitely 1 in a million. But the point I want to make to you guys is that what you're trying to say there is that we got lucky, and you're implying you can't get lucky. And what I want you to really get, guys, because I lived in Ukraine in 6 years, I did street pickup. And I didn't do it, by the way, I didn't do it by intent, like where I go out and hang out like a creepy guy all day looking for beautiful girls. I never, ever did that. I did that maybe twice with another friend just to do videos and stuff like that. But normally when I met ladies that I dated, it was I was walking with a purpose from A to B, and I just see her, and I just, boom, I go talk to her, and I get her number. Very little conversation, just mostly get the number. And why am I telling you this? So you understand that the representation of what Slavic woman is like, I get mostly from the street, mostly from out and about in general public in Ukraine. Yes, I dated from agencies as well. But what I'm saying overwhelmingly is that you guys don't give Slavic women enough credit, because most of you have this toxic experience on PPL sites. And you think that's what Slavic women are. They want money. They're materialistic. They're gold diggers. They're this. You need a prenup. Guys, you just don't. It really aches me, but it doesn't matter how long. I understand I pound my head against this brick wall. You're not going to believe me. And it's sad, but I wish you, until you experience it like Billy, that what I'm saying is, you think, Irina's 1 in a million, but the thing is, there's many 1 in a millions in Ukraine.
Everybody could have their 1 in a million. I mean, you just got to be out there to do it. And you can't just sit around.
And I don't mean to bash Americans, but I'm sorry, but I'm just a teller of truth, whatever that is. And the thing is, I'm just saying that 1 in a million in America, it really is 1 in a million. I mean, to meet Irina in America or my Anna in America, now that's really 1 in a million.
Yeah. Okay? If I was to meet her in America, we probably would have right past each other. We probably would never, she probably wouldn't have given me a second look,
Yeah, or they monkey branch or whatever. And you guys need to understand, Ukrainian women, they don't monkey branch. Now, I'm not talking about a 22-year-old little girl. Okay, because let's face it, on the channel, we're mature adults here. We're not going after 22-year-old. 22-year-old is highly hypergamistic at that age, right? And they will monkey branch all over. But so we're not going after 22-year-olds. I'm talking about a mature woman that's age 30 plus, right? Has some life experience. They want a man to settle down with for life, forever, till death do us part. That's truly what they want. And you know that when you're married to one, you know that when you're dating one, because they do everything to please you. They cook you borscht. They do these traditional roles. And I'm not saying that picture of the traditional Ukrainian wife, all women are that, because that's also not the truth. Because they're becoming more and more non-traditional, like the world. That's the way of the world, right? But comparatively to American, they're really traditional still. And so it's my fervent hope that you guys experience what Billy's experiencing now. And you can definitely. Yeah.
And it's me. And the thing is, she hasn't changed. Like, since we've been together, it's been better. But she's still, now that we're apart, I still get pictures every day, every morning when she wakes up. It hasn't stopped. Like, so if you think it ends, it doesn't. It just continues. It just gets better. She's still sending me the pictures, sending me pictures of her and her son out to lunch. So it's still there. It's better because now we know how it is to be physically together. But it hasn't changed like anything. It's just, it's great. Yeah, I rolled the Yahtzee. Yeah, I did. And I wish I could express it more, but I can't.
Yeah, I mean, alpha and masculine, it's celebrated in Ukraine. And again, how do I know that? Because I went to the banya for a year every Saturday with 10 to 15 Ukrainian men that, you ditch the clothes into the banya, the fish comes on the table, the vodka, the beer, and Ukrainian men be Ukrainian men, and they're very alpha, very masculine. And yeah, it's unfortunate our women have beaten the shit out of us and cut our brass balls off. But that isn't in Ukraine. Masculinity is celebrated. It's expected. They want that. They love it. Yeah. The more masculine you are, if you're an army guy, the more masculine features you have, it's celebrated. But at the same time, you don't need to be a jock. You don't need to be an ex-army boy or whatever. I mean, look at Billy. Look at myself. We're not. But we have other redeeming qualities. And Yeah, it's the most fertile dating ground on the planet, to me.
Yeah. And
To Billy.
great women. I mean,
Yeah.
I speak from experience. I mean, you got to find the right one, but you get the right one, they will take care of you and in ways that I found out that I cannot say right now.
Yes, we have to keep this PG-13, so we can only say so much. But yeah, they really do. They
will take care of their man, and they will make you feel like a man. And as long as you know,
yeah, exactly. And in that department, I also think that our women are just, I don't know, they're falling short.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just as-ising saying the way it is as I understand it, right?
Yep.
So again, guys, what I'm going to do is let's give a big round of applause to Billy. His great advice to you guys. Celebrate his success. You guys can give me a virtual applause for Billy. And then, yeah, I'm gonna play the Ukraine dating video just while I go fetch Elizabeth for her performance, because I did promise you guys that. She stopped coming in every 5 minutes. She was for the first 45 minutes. But yeah, thank you again, Billy, for sharing your success
and your journey. And I'll continue to share more, as the journey continues. And hopefully this is going to be one amazing year. It's going to be.
It will be. Somebody commented on here, so I'll ask you, because somebody commented. Are you going to go live streaming with your wedding?
I think I would do that, and I think she would be open to that too. So yeah,
woo! That's so great. I mean,
when it happens, it's and you're invited, your family's invited, and it's gonna be a wedding of the century.
And they're fun. I did a live stream from the last the last Ukraine wedding that we have. It was in Kiev last summer. Yeah.
It's gonna be.
But it'd be nice to do a whole thing, like the whole live stream.
Yeah, it's going to be the whole shebang. Everybody's going to see.
Here's a good question. Did you get a ring size when you were there?
Yes.
Ooh, there's a man thinking ahead.
Yep. We were in a jewelry store looking at rings so I could see what she liked, and she was trying rings on. So yes, we are on the right path.
Nice. Very good. Okay, well, thanks again, Billy. You have a great day.
You too, and
thank you.
I look forward to sharing more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thank you for everything.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so I'm gonna go fetch Elizabeth, and in the meanwhile, I will play you Ukraine dating, because all of you guys, if you're gonna be successful, keep getting that education, because it's endless. I'm still getting educated every day.
Hello. Hi. Hello. Привет. And welcome to UkraineDating.tv. Now you have the opportunity to video chat free 7 days a week with different beautiful Ukrainian girls of all ages and walks of life. You get to ask all your deepest burning questions about all things Ukraine. And if you come to enough of our live streams, you might just discover what makes us mysterious Ukrainian women tick. Okay, so we will see you live every day over at UkraineDating.tv.
Okay, getting the camera repositioned for Lizinka coming in. Shall we have some music? Well, she's getting her own music. I asked her to choose her song. Just putting up the comments here, guys, as we wait for Lizinka to come in. So what did you guys think? Lizinka, you coming? Oh, there you are. Great. Here, give me music. I will play for you. Okay. Okay. This is the song. Yeah. Oh, can we turn the volume up? Look, Lizinka. Let's turn the volume up. Where's the volume? Okay. I'm still standing. Okay, let's start again. Even the music. Oh, there she is. Oh, whoa. Okay, you got the floor, girl.
You can never know what it's like. Your blood like winter freezes just like ice. There's a cold and lonely light that shines from you. You wind up like the wreck you hide behind that mask you use. And did you think this Frugal never win? Well, look at me, I'm coming back again. I gotta take the love in a simple way. And if you need to know while I'm still standing, you just fade away. Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did? Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. And I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. I'm still standing. Once I never could have hoped to win. You're starting down the road and leaving me again. The threats you made were meant to cut me down. And if my love was just a circus, you'd be a clown by now. No, I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. I'm still standing.
Okay, we'll do the dip. Ready? Oh, the dip. The dip. Yeah. Malediet. You did great. Don't you? What do you guys think? Wasn't she amazing? Hey guys. Okay, there you go. You know, I figured we will keep this up with the girls as long as they want to do it, right? Our 10-year-old, she already got a little bit shy. So she used to dance in front of you guys for you too, but now she's too shy. So, well, signing off, everyone. Signing off. Thank you for joining. No more comments coming in. So, does your daughter speak Ukrainian? She speaks 4 languages at age 5. Age 5, 4 languages. Not bad, eh? A+ performance. All right. Thanks, Jeremy. Yippee.
3 languages.
Irene, come. You dance.
It's 3 languages.
Come. You dance.
I don't want to.
Okay. Okay, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. Thanks very much. We'll see you next time.